Hello, people. I'm assuming you can hear me. Do you know what's quite funny, right? When I came back to the laptop, it was on the Jesus and Mary Magdalene video that I'd done a year ago. Not the big one that went, go viral. Like, it did not viral. It had 500, it had a lot of views, so that's a lot for here. Um, it, oh my God, I've not spelled Gemini right. Gemini. Well, welcome if you're new. I hope that gave you a laugh. Gemini. Fucking hell. Um, Interesting. Um, can we hear me? Gemini. Yes. Okay. So, gonna need to watch the battery. I always forget that when I'm doing this. Oh, that's funny. Um, I'll just take the mic out. That's what we'll do. Um, Hello. Yes, thank you for confirming that. Um, just setting the thing. Um, I can't write anything cool. I'll just write. Right. So I'll put the wee. Not that we're really actually come to think of it, it will be because it's the day that it is. Might not have anything to do with that, but it probably has. Right. Actually, I was going to share something that I saw last week, and it was, I don't know, loads of you will have seen it, but it was a bride that, she must have just recently got married, like, this month or something. But, and her dad died, and like, he must have been a fireman, or I don't, if that's not right, like, I don't directly quote me on that, but I think, no, I think he was. I think he was a serviceman, so I think he must have been a fireman, but I'm not really too sure. But it was like basically, it was our wedding day, and because he couldn't be there, all of his colleagues came instead. So when she walked out of I don't know, it looks like, didn't he look like a church? Wherever she walked out in her big white dress, like all his people that he worked with were like standing by. Yeah, it was a fire truck, and I was like, oh my God, that is like, it did make me cry. Like, do you know what I mean? He couldn't be there, so it was like all of them showing up, like the loyalty. It was just really touching. So I don't know. Some lots of you probably saw it because it was weird. Like that was like, I saw that was a short. Maybe it was like a shorts, and then after that, I was getting flooded with, probably because I watched it. I was getting flooded with like longer form videos and that the same girl. So she was a beautiful bride, though. Oh God! So here I am talking about brides. So I mean, is this bringing in wedding stuff again? Oh shit! It is actually. Fuck! I'll tell you why. Because I pulled the 4 of Wands again. That's why I put in the title of Gemini. We have changed Gemini to Gemini around here. Okay, so don't call it Gemini. It's Gemini. And anyway, Gemini is communication, it is siblings, it is neighborhood. Now, we did just have a lot come up about family, unfortunately, very much so. Karmic family is what was coming through in that last one. So, if you happen to have just found this and you haven't watched that, you might want to watch the one for Taurus that I've just done. And, there's a lot of deep stuff coming through in that. But same deal. So after I put the kettle on and had a pee, I basically pulled some cards quickly, and I pulled. I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head, right? I'm owning up. While we've been apart, I've been learning who I am. I really have changed, and I want you to know that you can count on me to do the right thing. That one came up in that shorts that I done as an indication of what I was going to do tonight. It's quite funny because I did think it was actually for Gemini rather than Taurus. It was kind of weird, but anyway, but it's, I'd say that is, though, that wee shorts must have been for this rather than the other one, but they're kind of all a bit similar. But and then I've put in the title like really they have, because I've been working on myself. So that's kind of not like that happens quite a lot, that we've got I need to work on myself. I've been working on myself. So that could even be that this is the moment somebody's thought, I can't do this anymore. And that's what I always say, it's like breaking up is hard to do is on. I can't remember how that goes. But I feel even if you weren't an official couple with this person, but this could be for people where you were, when you had to go and when you had to be apart from this person, or when the person has realized consciously, right, actually, fuck, I really miss them, but I can't go anywhere near them until I face up to my own shit. Like, I love them and I can't drag them into my own stuff. Like, that's what it feels like. That's the moment that person decided that, right? And this is when they started facing up to their own stuff. Now, this could be somebody that's just doing this now. This could be everything that's come up around that eclipse. But I think with I have been working on myself, that's like a continuation. So, and this is the house of communication. So, yeah, look, I'm angry. I cause arguments and problems sometimes to be alone. That often gives me the feeling that, someone's maybe with someone else and they're like making excuses to get away and stuff. It doesn't need to be that. It could be like arguing with anyone around them, friends, family, just not being themselves. What? Now I've just picked up another one. I've been working on myself and I'm not the same as before. Oh my God, I felt that in my crown as well. That's really creepy, but cool. Shit, so 3 cards. I've been working on myself. I need to work on myself. I've been working on myself. I'm not the same as before. Yeah, that's definitely a continuation of. I'm going to get that for the thumbnail. But I'm afraid I've lost you forever because of how long I've taken. Holy shit. Somebody could have had a drink problem because whiskey in the jars just come on. I've no idea what that is. Any idea what that is? A traditional Irish song. Something could be about Irish. I don't know. Maybe I do know it. I don't know. I don't think I know. Right. And anyway, leader, because leadership came out. So whether you know it or whether you know it now or not, I feel you are like a leader of the new earth kind of energy. And don't worry, it doesn't mean like, oh hell, we must build, it more just means you are someone like myself, like you're here to guide people through difficult times, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, mostly physically. It really just depends. It's more the other ones, isn't it? And because you're an empowered sovereign being yourself, you're more able to help other people that might not feel as controlling these and as in much control these things. And that's why I say all the time, I might not be an empress that's rolling in dough, right? But as going from the last one we just done, if I want to be, I can jump to the timeline where I am, right? And I might just do that. But I am an empress, and energy wise, like my mind is strong as fuck. It doesn't mean I don't get stressed. It doesn't mean I don't get upset about things. It doesn't mean that I don't, you know, like have to face my own traumas or get. Of course I do, right? But I face things head on. I don't run away from it. But I have been in times in my life I have run away from things, and actually even I can think of some things where I wouldn't say running away, and it's nothing to do with love. I wouldn't say running away from, but it's more kind of like awkward situations where I'm like overwhelmed and I'm like, I don't know how to deal with that right now, so I'll shelf that just now and deal with it later. I can. I mean, that's ADHD. That's that is just me. That's lots of other people. Um, Overwhelm. You know what I mean? But but yeah, I feel that you are, whether you know it or not, like you're going to be in some kind of leadership role. And I feel it's got something to do with what you've worked through. And this is somebody that's like it's time for action. Like this is a divine masculine and masculine energy. And again, the way this message is coming through, I mean, that's always the way my messages come through, but it does feel like a man. That's because of the hard man on the card. But and then like I said, and then I pulled all of them, and then I just was like, oh, I'll get a tarot card to see who this is about. And I pulled Four of Wands, the fucking Union card again. And that came out, that was the first card on the one I've just filmed. So there's unions coming in hot. I'm going to change the title shite. Four of Wands, again, Union Central. This leader has been working really, they have. I mean, I don't know. I think I'll change the title after, but let's get the thumbnail. So let's get the progression. I need to work on myself. I've been working on myself. I've been working on myself and I'm not the same as before. That's someone that's worked on themselves so hard. They're not the same as before. They've still got all the traits that you loved about them before, like I've spoke about on I think I spoke about that in the videos for the next few days rather than on the live stream. But it's what they've changed whatever was holding them back from being you. So whether that's things about their own stuff that were holding them back, not feeling good enough, or having people around them that weren't supportive of this connection, or sabotaging in darker cases, or yeah, but whatever it is, and whenever there's anything where somebody needs to own up, like I feel that, I feel now this is what's funny when I feel into it without doing the card yet, but I feel because this is for Gemini, and like I said, we do go into Gemini moon tomorrow, and that's what I think it's all weekend that we're in the Gemini moon, I'm pretty sure. Something could be significant about November here too, that Beaver moon. So that's funny, isn't it? Beaver moon. But like for Union, because remember that's what I said the other day. I got a download like it was literally, I think it was, no, it's 2019 that my guys were like, oh, the Beaver Moon's going to be important for unions. I didn't know whether it was just like, a whole group of unions or my union or whatever, but it was like every fucking year the Beaver Moon swings around and I'm like, you know what I mean? But the Beaver Moon's in November, guys. So the man who sold the world. I don't know what that is either, but that might be relevant. But yes, it is indeed all weekend. So tomorrow, the moon moves into Gemini about this time tomorrow, actually. 10:38 at night UK time, and then it's there all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So watch out for gossip, but also it could be a nice time of social butterfly kind of energy. But yeah, but I just feel, but I feel in this case as well, it's like, it feels like this might be somebody that's like turned like past the buck. It's like this is somebody that like deflected. I think somebody has to take the heat off of them. They've put stuff on you. And that's what they've then went to work on about why did I do that when I know that at some point I want to be with them. Like, why did I do that? So it's a self-sabotage. While we've been apart, I've been learning who I am. I really have changed. I want you to know that you can count on me to do the right thing. Well, that's kind of nuts because that's saying I'm not the same as before. Yeah, so all those things are saying the same thing. So wait a minute, that's a good thumbnail. Yeah, if I just hold them where I... So I have this humour idea, if I ever get married, you will get married. I want to try and get a life-size cutout of my mum. There's a really funny photo of her from my sister's wedding. It'd be perfect. I want it to be tragically hilarious. I mean, my birthday is in November. Oh yeah, your birthday's in November, right enough. What date are you in November? Yeah, that's a good thumbnail. Satisfying when it's a good thumbnail. Right. Oh fuck. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go again because I want to hold the union card up. Again. I don't know if I can hold them as well as what I just did. Yeah, maybe that. There we go. I don't know if it maybe it's the 6, right? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, so I remember that. Your full moon, your birthday is basically at the full moon. Because the full moon in Taurus is the day before, on the 5th. So, and that's the beaver moon. So there's going to be some type of celebration anyway. So, but I think that's it's just all the unions coming in. Okay, so is it letting you do the thing now? Do you want the see if it lets you do the thing so that I know if there's something funny with it or not? Like, oh, that's a cool thumbnail. But I don't know if it is, but whatever. Um, just before I get on with this, because you know when I get stuck into it, I get stuck into it. What will I use to? You know what? They're guiding me to the Kipper deck. Yeah, I'll just start doing it. You see if it works, and then I'll. Oh my God, that's so crazy. You know, like basically, whenever I go to the Kipper deck, I'm always like, oh, the fucking guy with the hand on the heat's going to come out, or the, false person. But it's actually, look what jumped out. Express your love. Gemini third house is about communication and gift. And again, you know, when I do two in the same night, it can seem like a bit of a continuation, but it's not meant to be that. But kind of does feel like it is a bit like that because of the way that I done the shorts and that those shorts didn't seem to, it didn't totally not match up with what I done, but it seems to fit up with what this is going to be. But someone's going to express their love with some type of gift. Now, for some people, I think that that is somebody's coming forward with a proposal. So again, I don't say that, and I don't say that in every one. But like I said, I did say that I've been saying that for the past couple of weeks. It keeps coming out. And also some of the synchronicities that I've had that'll again, it's like some of them were so crazy. It's like I'm gonna share that later on, but there's one that was really wow that I was dying to tell people about, but it was like I just thought that was really fucking nuts what happened, so I wrote it down. But yeah, so again, but for other people, it might be that this person is turning up with flowers, or um, like obviously they're coming up with. I'm not going to say they're coming with a gift of their presence. This is more. This is some sort of gift. So let's hope it was a fucking holiday. Do you know what I mean? But it's like I don't know. It's like it could be like a dirty weekend or something. But it's kind of like they want to express their love, distant horizons, and look, they're coming in to anchor this union. So that's the person that's coming towards someone. Oh, actually, I haven't used these for a while. This is so fucking just like fucking hell. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my god, we might need to change the thumbnail again. What in the fuck? I'm going to need to change. Look at this. I love you on the one before. I love you. And what did I just say? These feel the same. It's the same energy. A lot of the masculines are coming forward to say, I love you. What did the clip have yesterday that I shared with the office? I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you for a long time. Please be patient a little while longer. What the fuck, man? Like, and I'm so grateful for you. See, that came out in the one before too. So many songs remind me of you. I'm being so dramatic right now, but I'm not gonna apologize for it. This is excited shit. But remember, we have to stay grounded with this because I've done ones like this for the past 4 years, and sometimes it happens to some people out there, and sometimes it's, can take a while to manifest. So, but I don't know. This does feel pretty. It feels like there is things for the 1010 portal and stuff like that. For then, there is quite a few before the end of the year. So wait a minute. Um, where the fuck's I just? Oh, there we go. But oh no, I've not got the Hotman card. This is too many now. This is too many. It's too many cards. How am I meant to fucking hold them all? Is Hotman in? Hotman, are you in? Yeah, we've got Hotman. We've got Hotman at the side. This is so ridiculous because when I do the other thumbnail, it's so tiny you can't even fucking see it. But and thank you for that, Beck. I will do that for a crack on with the rest. That looks like that's going to be all right. No idea why I couldn't do that on the desktop. Yeah, I don't know why either. But that's good to know that I'm never on. I never watch YouTube on my laptop. It's when I finish this. Sometimes it'll roll on to something. I just prefer it on my phone. That'll do. That'll do. Because it was really just the guy's face. Mr. Hardman pulls the people in. Um, well, it would pull me in. But right, thank you. So I'm just going to get the energy of the um feminine. Now it might say what's coming towards you, but wow, that is so nuts. That was so clever that they showed me that. Also, the 7th of October just flashed up on an advert, so that's the next full moon. That's the full moon in Aries, the Hunter moon. So if I'm getting the moons in the wrong, then who gives a fuck? But you know, it's like I don't know why. It's really funny. I only seem to really mention the names of the moon for the flower moon. I always mention that one because that one's really special to me because I'm like a flower medium. You know, if you haven't noticed, I love flowers but um and then the wolf moon because of the wolf medicine and the beaver moon and the hunter moon are normally going about, and then the other ones I don't really see them mention unless it sort of comes up, you know what I mean? Because that last one we had was the corn moon, but harvest moon maybe I mentioned because actually I'm saying that's it might be the harvest moon, that one, and I don't know. I don't know if I really checked that one. Do you know what I remember though? It was because one of the time I was channeling a message years ago for the hunter moon, one of the songs on a film I was watching had a line in it about the hunters. Oh, that's what it is. It's in that film, the one I love, the King Arthur. So that energy could come into this because I'll use those cards again. Um, like something on a hunter's moon. So that could be relevant again, especially because that just flashed up. Yeah. Anyway, right. So courthouse was in reverse. Oh, right enough, because that was the feminine. So that was the feminine. This is the masculine, right? So a masculine could have that a masculine could have been in court about something, but it's behind you. I at least know that's for one of our masculines because that's somebody that I helped. Um, so and again, remember, I'm allowed to say that because he said. I still actually always feel like I'm allowed to say that, but I mean, it was fine because um basically he's in a great people need to hear it. You know, some of you that might be in being treated unfairly, and well, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. Wasn't there for very long. He was case closed in reverse. Bye courthouse. I could leave the shite behind. Wealthy man in reverse, right? So, oh God, what's this all about? Somebody's been to court for something, and it could have taken a lot of money. That's normally what court cases do. Well, not always, is it? Over a house in reverse, unexpected income in reverse, and courtship. And what the fuck is all this? Right, that's quite a lot to unpack. I think there's been some kind of arguments over a house that someone's put behind them. It's drained someone's finances, unexpected expenses, something to do with the court, over some kind of. I think this has been people that have been in a karmic marriage or a karmic union of sorts, like, you know, a relationship. We've got thief in reverse too, and main female in reverse. Like, so, like, again, this has been coming up loads, right? So I don't know if like people have actually been with money grabbers or if people that have done more serious things with like money. But that can be energy thief. Like that can be somebody's like been with you for the wrong reasons and they were stealing your energy and all they were bothered about was materialism, and that doesn't need to be they're an actual thief. But why the fuck does thief keep coming out so much? But also, it's kind of funny, right? Although that's talking about romantically, that's not a coincidence that you were talking about family stuff where that's been involved. You know what I mean? So interesting. But we'll. But someone's coming to express their love. That just fell out again. Let's get a wee bit of arrow. Let's see if the devil comes out or something. Right. If you're the feminine energy, right, there's something that you stopped pouring, you stopped watering the flowers. Funny that I just spoke about the flower moon. You stopped watering the flowers, you stopped giving energy, you stopped putting as much hard work into something that was confusing you because you weren't getting the truth and the clarity. So I feel it's like, this is a feminine energy that you suspected there was something, there's things that you don't know about that you're like, right, I'm not going to keep sort of pouring as much love and energy, even energetically, into this person when I just don't even know what the fuck is going on in their life. And, I don't know. It's like, I feel it's like you sense something like this is going on. And it's, which, like I've said before, like twin flames are unconditional love. So it really just depends on the circumstances. So it makes me think that, if you're not happy about it, like this person could have mucked you about in some sort of way or involved you or something. Because you might not be happy about it if somebody's married to someone else or even in a relationship with someone else or got a family or something, all of that. But like, you can't, there's not, what I mean? If you're just not happy about it, you're not happy, but you can't control things. But it's like you would, if this person sort of come towards you or something before something's closed or, before it's closed at all, I don't know. Let's see, where's the masculine? I think that's guys. I think like it's a dirty dancing card. Like so, it's like, look, I'm like, oh no, please don't tell me this is like a really. It feels like a really dramatic one. So this is to identify the person. So it's like this person sees you as their one and only. Like that's why I call it a dirty dancing card because it does look like that scene, doesn't it? But it's without the kind of the hair and all that. But it's kind of like but the lovers is a choice, and I never think this one looks like there's a choice. It's like the lovers in that other deck that's similar, the two lovers looking at each other. Whereas some lovers cards have got two birds on it and stuff. But it does seem like that. Oh, wait a minute, I did say this. I said this. I said this somewhere. Where did I say it? I feel like I said it in a shorts. Did I say it in the last one? I said it somewhere tonight. Must have been in one of the it must have been in one of the videos. I think it might have been Saturday or Sunday. I said something like this. It's so weird when this matches up with what I've just filmed for the next few days. But it was like, someone was trying to decide between two people or something. But I don't think it's like I think there's a lot of complications here or something. So reading between the lines here, maybe it's been difficult to get away from somebody because of a house. Or like actually living in the house with somebody or something with a family because in one way you can take that it's like this person sees you as their end goal, their 10 of cups, they're happily ever after, they're one and only. But this could also be, I want you but I've got a family. Do you know what I mean? So take it as it resonates. It could be both in some cases, but it's like um yeah. But we know that it's like I've been working on myself. I'm not the same as before. I'm owning up. That's starting to paint a picture. I think that it right. Right. We'll see how the back cards back up. But I think if this is yours, and I'm getting all tongue tied, I think someone's been like spiritually asleep, suppressing feelings, repressing feel like basically pushing down what they feel for the person that they see as their one and only. But the pressures of other people around them and the matrix, kind of the way it's set up, try to talk themselves out of a life with you, which clearly they've not been able to talk themselves out of, which is it feels like that's the way it's going for a lot of people. Because they love you, and that's why it's got I love you from another deck on the one before, it's got I love you on this one. I love you doesn't come out all the time, but please be patient a little while longer. You know what I mean? I'm sorry for oh no, that's funny. Let's shuffle it. I thought that said I'm sorry for lying to you, and it actually says I'm so grateful for you. But this is what I said. Like, I did say I feel this person's like put the heat on you in some sort of way. And then that's what they're owning up to, that it's like, no, wait a minute, I've kind of said that this person's got the hots for me and I don't care about them, and I haven't for a long time. But the truth is, I've never stopped caring about them. I've loved them the whole time. They're who I want to be with. You know, it's like that. It could be deeper shit like that, especially going by some of the videos I've done for the next few days. I just think a lot of stuff's going to come out. Like, it's because it's eclipse season. It's like, so again, remember, shadow side of Gemini's gossip too. I think this could be quite a dramatic weekend for some people. Um, the silence is killing me. I'm so afraid of rejection. Yeah, this person's afraid of when they tell you the whole truth, whether you're going to, like, forgive them. I've never felt a love like this before. I fear that if you get too close, you will hurt me. I feel that's what's been at the bottom of this, is that, if you are this person, if this is your person, it's like, um, it wasn't as scary with anyone else because they never really had this person's heart. You had their heart if you're the feminine. And I know some people kind of get their head around that shit, but I understand it perfectly because I help people with this all the time. And a few other reasons when the card just jumped out. that's, I mean, that's what are the fucking chances? What are the fucking chances? 78 cards in the tarot, and I just said that in the live stream before. Everybody's got a thing, and my thing is the same card coming out. I shuffle the same card coming out. 78 cards. The chances that I don't ever see that happening with other people. That's the truth. That's the person's higher self. Like, that's the truth. That's what I'm owning up to. I want to give this person the world. And again, Ace of Wands is very phallic usually. It's, passion. In this case, it's a little tree. This person, whether they've been conscious of it but or subconscious of it, of has been building a dream with you in their head, even if it's at night, and it's like, and then at some point it's spilled over into the conscious mind and it's about to manifest. I'm so tempted to make that the thumbnail now. What bit are you saying that to? No idea why I could. Yeah, I read that bit. Yeah, I felt like that the whole time. What bit was that to? The devil. Didn't I say the devil was going to come out? This person did self-sabotage. They chose um they chose a life of going the other way, and they're pulling me to the wine glasses up on like the champagne flutes on that card. Kind of interesting though, because that's the card that, like, look, it's got a whole load of piled up champagne glasses, but it also looks like it's a wedding cake. So, which is really weird because it's a happy birthday card, but it's come in really handy for doing this. So, you know, going by the other cards, this person could have got themselves into a karmic marriage, but it's not a marriage. They've definitely had a house with someone at some point, and I'd say however many kids. It's been a family investment, something that's not easy to get away from. Could even be like a business or something with someone too. But yeah, look, but it was caught up with the devil, thinking about a past love. So again, this is a difficult one, but it is one of these ones where it's like somebody, they've only ever been in love with you, but they've fallen into something with someone else. And it feels like quite serious. And Bye Bye Baby just came on, so a baby has come about, which a baby could not be a baby now, or it could be a young baby. It's just that it's whatever. You don't have to say you love me. And again, but you see, that's the thing. It's like, I know why that's just come on. If you're the feminine, you know that this person loves you. And that's a lot of us feminines, male and female, we know. Like, I mean, like, I don't make a fucking secret about that. It's like, I don't care what he's saying out there. I know how he feels about me. Um, but I also don't blame him, because it's like, it's not always what you think it is. Like, oh wow, hello, welcome today, how exciting. We don't get that very often. Welcome to the first level of the membership. Um, um, yeah, it's not always as straightforward, you know what I mean? Like, I've always known that mine has feelings for me, but he'll have his reasons for why he can go ahead with that, which, And as is, I had mine too. You know what I mean? I've been in that too, being like, I really want to be with him, but I don't think it's going to happen. So, and then, but as a feminine, it's a little bit different. It's just better to like, just accept it the way it is and be happy. You know what I mean? But anyway, somebody's coming in. It was in reverse, right? So I think this is interesting, right? Again, sometimes I do this with any tarot deck. Knight of Cups, romantic offer, but with this, because he's playing a chess game, again, it's this person played games. I think they played mind games a bit. They've definitely deflected and put the heat on you when things should have been on them. But they're coming in for a new beginning and they hope that they forgive you when they come forward with a romantic offer. They're leaving a Ten of Pentacles. They're leaving a family situation. Could be very business. Ten of Pentacles is money. This person, I think, followed the path of the devil. I'm sorry to say, I've seen bits of this film, but it's reminded me of The Devil's Advocate. And I've not seen it because it's a dark, dark horror film, but it's like, the general gist of it is like a lot of other films where he's happy, from what I gathered from it, he's happy with his wife, who's actually very psychic. She keeps having visions about the bad things that are going to happen. And then I think she meets her demise, so we'll not, but it's not a nice film. But it's like, and I'm sure he's getting lured in by like kind of sirens and stuff. I don't know if he actually does anything though. I don't know, but there's a full moon beginning as well. But like it's clever the clips I've seen of like the Al Pacino, the devil, because it's like the temptations that's put the guy's way. And I think that's kind of like, without going too deep, and that's what it feels like, like someone's been quite in their ego and materialistic, therefore chosen somebody that's like that too, which doesn't mean they're the devil. That's funny, the devil wasn't even piecing that together, the devil's advocate. It's like, blinded by the light just came on as well. But it's like your light has blasted this person to see what really matters, and it's none of this shit. So that's why the person that's really cool. That's why this when I say this person, that, and then remember, this could be you, whether you're a woman or a man. You might resonate with this. You might be more bothered about money, still, or you've I know I can think of some women I've worked with masculine energy where money is still important to them, right? And it's always going to be, but it's not as important as feeling safe and secure in your own skin and being truly happy and being the right person and stuff. So um like your priorities and values have shifted, but it's kind of like that's why this person's saying I'm clearing my head, I've been working on myself, and then it's like I've got the progression of it. It's like it feels like somebody unpacking everything that wasn't them for a new beginning. Same card again, leaving Five of Pentacles in the look. So it's either that we've already saw this person's had a hard time financially. It feels like some kind of court situations drained their finances, right? But now they've got back on their feet because Five of Pentacles is upright, right? And if it's not financially, but I do feel it is for some because of what came out. And this could even be that this person's been used to having a lot of money, and then whatever that is has drained that extra income that they would have been used to, like maybe extra holidays and doing whatever, and and then that had to go, the priorities had to shift, and now they've got back on their feet to be comfortable in that kind of, because that is what I mean. That's everyone's different levels. Some people's comfortable is like, yay, I'm not like in the red in my overdraft, like I'm not like right, and I don't even mean like a little bit in it, I mean like you're right up there and you're coming at, like, what I mean? It's, some people live like that, um and other people, it's like, it'd be, I had a friend that was like, and I'm not saying that's like, not like, I'm saying that with respect. I had a friend that was like that. She wouldn't, I don't know about wouldn't go on a night out, but she would see herself as not having any money if she was in the overdraft. And I just thought that was amazing because I've just always left them overdraft. You know what I mean? It's great when you're not, but like it's that's what I mean. Different for different people. It's, everyone's different, but it's I think this could be like emotionally too, self-worth wise, mentally, like doesn't matter how much money you've got, you've always felt out in the cold, not good enough. That's like the example I've given earlier as well, about you could be like, you know, generally speaking, really quite good looking to a lot of people, whether you're a man or a woman. But if you're not looking at yourself like that, you know, you're lacking and you're feeling like, you know, a bit stuck. But now that person's worked on that and they feel like they feel good enough, which is amazing and ready for a new beginning. But you can get there if you don't feel like that. You can get. I've helped loads of people get there. And I fucking got myself there. Well, I didn't get myself there, like, but I recognized that about myself, and I had therapy, and I've had healing, and I've sat in meditation. You know, I say meditation, but I've sat quietly. More like for me, more like it's more being my sleep. I get a lot of downloads or revelations, and you know, every waking fucking minute of the day from God. Like, you know, I'm the hermit. You know, I truly am a hermit. I spend a lot of time, and I've really got to know myself. That's my truth. Know your truth. Love your bliss. Forgive yourself for if you were this person that focused on material stuff too much. Accept struggles as lessons. I think that's what it is. Someone was really bothered about money, and I feel you've had a tough lesson, and it's not the be all and end all. And then I think now this is somebody like getting back on their feet. So, interesting, right? Okay. So, let's before I go any further, that I'll do right. I don't think I read these bits. No understanding why I'm left in the dark, but feeling like there's things going on behind the scenes. From my perspective, I'm unhappy with that because that could be communicated. Even just I'm dealing with too much right now, but do nothing. No, do nothing. Yeah, yeah. I hear what you're saying, Beck, but it's kind of like, you know, and I think we've all felt like this on that journey, especially the divine feminine about the divine masculine. But um, it comes back down to that alchemical process thing about and divine timing and all that. It's a bit that's the mystery that's meant to be the annoying fucking mystery it's meant to be on this journey. Um, that it's that's why they've got me to use the ghost, but it's not just any other person. You know what I mean? It's way deeper than that. So that actually, even come and think of it, I can think of some situations where, like, actually, I even just spoke about one at the start of this, didn't I? That it's like, or at the end of the last, I think it was at the start of this, where it's like, there's a, again, I'm not going too deep into that. It's not really, again, it's nothing to do with twin flames or love or anything. It's just something that, like, I've closed the door on an old timeline, and there's just a couple of people that kind of popped up saying really nice things, really lovely things, but it's kind of overwhelming because I'm kind of, you know, it can bring up sort of old feelings and stuff. So it's, you know, it's a weird one. It's kind of like, so I've just given myself a bit of kindness and grace that I was like, I don't really, I think it was because it was right at the full moon eclipse. I'm like, I don't want to respond to that yet, but I'm not ignoring it. So it's kind of like, I think this is really deep, but that's me giving a bit of an example of that's how a lot of masculine male and females are about, they might have good intentions of getting back to you at some point, and before you know it, days have passed, weeks have passed, months have passed, years have passed, decades have passed. You know what I'm saying? It really, everybody's different. And unfortunately, like, you know, I'm tempted to say it's that kind of, it is what it is kind of thing. Everyone will have their different reasons for being that way. Like I said, I can think of things in my life where it's been really, it's fucking awkward. You know what I mean? And a lot of the time you're actually trying to protect others as well, and you're kind of over it, so you don't want to kind of bad mouth anyone, but you also don't want to, you know. I get put in so many situations where people can make me be out the, you know, make me out to be the bad guy, and I'm happy with just kind of not happy, but I'm like, if people want to fucking do that, bash on. People are going to say what they're going to say anyway, and it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. That's the best way I can put it. Sometimes it's a bit awkward. So I'm, you know, sometimes you do have to kind of, you're not ghosting it, but you're like, I can't reply to that right now, or that's actually too upsetting for me. Or because, like I said, because that going right back to what happened on my counselling course, that I went like that. That was, yeah. And naturally, but it's even more deep now because I didn't know some of the things I was dealing with, like the ADHD on top of it. So you know. It's complex. So, that's why that card came out, but don't, we shouldn't really judge others. We don't know why they're being like that. Oh, this is kind of reminding me of like so this is anonymous, but I have given this example before of I was in a situation once where I was really upset about something and I had a right to be upset. Not so much towards the people, but there were reasons why I felt a bit upset with them, to a bit let down. And somebody went into a really weird place, and it was just basically the how I was reacting to what had happened to me was reminding that person of something from childhood and someone in their family. So it was really triggering them. But like, it's probably one of the worst thing. It's one of the worst things of trauma I've actually ever seen. Um, and but what was but what I learned from that was like, and because other people saw how I handled it, despite me being the one that was arguably by a long shot in the worst position ever. Like, yeah, other people and the actual person, when they got through what they were like, the way that you just actually paused what was happening to you to be able to recognize that that person had went somewhere else to do their childhood was mind blowing. You know what I mean? Like, because I was around other counselors, they were like, you know what I mean? And it wasn't about brownie points. It was just, I didn't, it's one of the things that's hard to, how do I know that? And I would say that's my Pluto 0 degree Scorpio. And I was very connected with that. I was connected with all these people as well, but it was, it's one of these things that's only all the people that were there that would get this. And it was a very it was upsetting for all of us. Um, but yeah, sometimes you do have to put your own stuff on pause if you notice somebody else is in an even worse place than you. And it's not a competition. Like I said, it was just I kind of knew that I could pause what was happening to me to hit that person was having a panic attack, basically. A really, really bad one though. Let's stick together. Come on, let's stick together. That came on earlier as well. It's come on again. So I mean, we had to stick together in that place. But anyway, that is so deep, but it's coming through. So something like this. Oh, so actually, with me saying that, this masculine might suffer from like quite extreme anxiety or panic attacks or something. Or you do if you're the feminine, or you both do. Again, this would come back to communication, which is what the Gemini third house is all about. Oh my God, delay with me dancing. Quite funny. I really am becoming like, every time I do that, I know I say this all the time, but it's like, you're embarrassing auntie. Do you know what I mean? Except I'm not but I can't speak for them. Maybe I am an embarrassing aunt. Not my oldest niece is always like, you're never going to meet anyone if you don't go out. She's fucking just turned 7, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? If that's what she's saying at 7, can you imagine when she's like 17? If I'm still on my own when she's 17, I'm just not even, I can't even, I would be 51. If I'm still sitting here fucking doing this at 51, I won't be. Put it that way, I fucking won't be. I've been like, I'm not sitting doing this. I've done my time. Do you know what? I've changed it up a little bit, surely. Well, maybe I will be actually. I will be. I've not got a choice. I help Twinflames. But I hope a lot of shit's changed in my life, put it that way. For the better. So he's defo no with the X. Hey, you're talking like a Scottish person. I thought you were English. He's defo no with the X. So it's not that good. He was done with love when I bumped into him. Looked done with love. Hey, finally became a member. Thank you so much, Tini. I meant to get in there to do a prayer circle earlier, but I didn't manage to. So I will try to do it tomorrow. But if I don't get in tomorrow, I'll be in there on Monday. But just know I pray for everybody. I pray for everyone in the channel, full stop, if you want them. Your prayers will be batted back if you don't want them. The prayers will be batted back at me, but it gives people a chance to actually say what you're wanting me to pray for. Done with everything actually. He had a whole dark vibe, and I brought the sunshine. That's why I caught his attention. Oh, never in the overdraft. Oh, you're one of those people. You're never in overdraft. Well, much respect, but I am. I'm not one of those people. I'll celebrate when I'm, yeah, that ain't me. Um, yes, so I am, what I'm doing on here is people can get a wee mini reading for any type of donation. But as you've just joined the membership, I will just, you don't need to donate again. I'll, I'll do you. I'm just going to do Becca message and then but for anyone else, if you do any kind of wee donation, or you can do the bigger donations and I'll do the ones that are longer. But um, I had an anxiety attack at a training weekend a few months ago. I'm sorry to hear that. The only thing that calmed me down was a clip of him. Oh, your twin flame. You don't look your age and you're beautiful. Thank you very much to me. Um, I'm blood, I'm Scots. By blood, I'm Scots. All right, but where you actually, I mean, I know that doesn't matter, but where you born? Were you born in England or Scotland? But anyway, um, right. Yeah, let's stop. Let's pause, put that on pause, and we'll do your messages. So, would you like one of these mermaid cards, which you might have seen me using the other day or earlier, actually, in the one I done earlier, or would you like one of those new ancestral healing cards? I think these are the ones. Or you could have a tapping card. Now, born in England, 90% of my family are Scots. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've got a lot of family in England. That's what I would say. Like, to be honest, with me taking most of October off, if I still could, what, fuck it. Do you know what? I might. I actually might. Yeah. Because I was like, I actually just need a holiday. And I'm like, my cousin said a few times, I need to, don't know, I just think it's maybe too much organizing, but maybe even just for like a wee weekend or something. Or I could go to Manchester because my other cousin lives there. I'm dying to go back to Manchester. I really thought I would have went by now. Right. But right, mermaid. So you want the mermaid one, right? Okay, that's what I'm shuffling. Good job. Right. So, and if you let me know what you would like to me, that is how I say it, to me. Um, so let's see. What have we got? What have we got for Beck? Oh, and actually, if you want me, do you want me to pull some masculine cards? Ooh, is this you? Divination, prof. Wow. Sorry, I'm just noticing, right? So you're feeling like you're going to meet somebody. Divination, prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. You know what's kind of sticking out to me as well before I read this, right? No, I just got this deck, so I don't know what this says, right? But 15 is the devil. So I'm assuming when you're going out, you're going to be intoxicated, and I don't just mean with love. But do you know what I mean? Like you could be going out dancing and drinking, and there's a little bit of temptation comes along. So, oh, hello. Hi, Claire. Commenting to you yesterday that I had to go. I had a phone appointment. I did go back and watch some of what I missed. A lot of what you said after I left was me. Ah, right, yeah. So that doesn't surprise because you were resonating. So did you get your card? It was right at the end. I don't know if you because it was 6.5 hours. So yeah, your card is like right before the end. So if you didn't get to that bit yet, um, but hello, welcome. Um, yeah, but that's what I'm feeling there. I think this might be talking about, I think this might be that you have picked up on, that somebody's going to spark your interest. So let's dig into it. Before I read it though, let's just, mm, oh my God, what is happening? Holy shit. Right. Beck, you don't need to play along if you don't want to. But why do you think I just reacted like that? What card do you think just came out of the Hotman deck? My reaction should be a really big hint. Hmm. And that makes a lot of sense of what I'm gathering he does for his profession or his hobby, whatever it is. Very interesting. Right. And that, oh my God, right. Wow. Yeah, you might want to think a little bit before you get in too deep and, you know, go for somebody else from these cards. Right. Right. So I'm going to read them, but this is where we take it with a pinch of salt, okay? Because this is why actually, if you're brand new to me or you haven't followed for very long, I know all my general ones, like when I'm doing this and when I'm doing the shorts and all that, like it's all, divine masculine this, divine masculine that, and blah 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 and all this stuff. But like I keep repeating, my personal sessions are not like this. Now it's not like if you say, "Oh, can you use those cards?" The guy cards and the really intense cards. Can you use them in my session? I'm not going to be like, no, I'm not going to use them. But literally nobody, and I mean like nobody ever asks me to use those cards. Really weird, isn't it? Because it's like the part of my purpose where people are meant to get those message and you're meant to connect the bits you're meant to connect with, you connect with through the general stuff. And when people, baby, don't change your mind is on. I think that's him to you. But um, yeah, like Nights on Broadway's just come on as well. I wonder if that's because he's in the public eye. But or it's you with your night out tomorrow. But it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just stressing that should any of you choose to do a personal session with me, it really isn't all about that. It just isn't. And that's why I do find it really frustrating that it's like, even when I try to do more videos about like just a healing video that like, I don't bring the cards in ever or like till the end, it always goes back to the cards. Do you know what I mean? Um, but that is what I'm going to try and get them to focus me in on doing for like when I'm away, like to record ones for you to watch. That'll be more, but we'll just go with because like I said, it's all healing. Sometimes when you're trying to change yourself and overthink it too much, like I'm healing the way I'm meant to, but it's just because I'm always like, how am I meant to get across what I do in a session? And the only way I've thought how to do it is ones that you can watch on the playlist. Sorry, I'm going to get back to you in a minute. Of where like mostly like full disclosure, most of that playlist is Lexi giving her input on because Lexi's been on my radar for the past 6 years. So, she's done a lot of things with me one to one and she's been in my membership group. She's in the membership, it's kind of like but there are other people too. The other ones are people talking about therapy and packages and stuff. So if you do, if you were seriously thinking about working with me closer, there's loads of lovely souls that are, that have given their feedback on things I've helped them with and stuff. And remember, whatever people are sharing those videos, it's way deeper than what they're sharing there. Because obviously, like people aren't going to go into all their deeper traumas and stuff. I mean, some people are quite happy to, but like most people are going to tell you the lighter sort of stuff. So just know that it's there's going to have been more stuff that I've helped you with. But anyway, so bringing it back to this though, so actually, do you know what? Before I actually read more, no, I'll read it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I won't look to. Um. So let's see, because that's you guessing what I haven't finished. I wanted to come into your like. All right, okay. Well, you'll get to the bit where I pulled your cards. Um. I pulled you one of the tapping ones. Um. Well, he's not moving, so I might actually, Heather. I'll pull you. I'm doing deck just now. And then I'm going to pull to knee one, and I will just pull you another one now because to be fair, I did pull you one, but it was quite quick, so I'll pull you another one. Well, he's not moving, so I might as well be dating someone else. It's blurry for me, sadly. Something along the lines of new person. Oh, concert. Like I said, I've been sensing them all day, to be fair, and I could see why. But the radio silence makes me want to meet someone new instead. Interesting. Um, I just feel so stuck on this guy. When is your next availability for a reading, by the way? Girls, please take this with the love that is intended, but my sessions are not merely a reading. Sorry to be like, but yeah, no, seriously, like I don't, yeah, just call it a Zoom or something. I'm not, well, I suppose I am telling you what to do, but I'm just sort of like saying that across the board. Yeah, it is like a quantum clearing activation, clearing past life vows. Well, it really just depends. Like, it depends what you, but it's not just a reading. I mean, yeah, basically. So it's way more than that. It's soul retrieval. Everything I do is soul retrieval. So I know what you mean. Just had to get that in there. And I think it's because it's a Taurus moon and like, it's about money and it's about valuing yourself and it's more than about it. It's about really getting that across because if it was just a reading, like people might look at my prices and be like, what fucking hell? But that's to get it across that people that are a bit new to me, if you actually know all the stuff that I do, I should actually be a lot more money for the things for what I can clear for people. It's like major fucking black magic and spiritual, it's stuff that people charge like big more money than what I do. So um and maybe I will one day, I really should put my prices up, to be honest. They've been the same for ages. Oh no. Oh no, I'm still there. Fuck, sorry. Am I still here? I've fucked away. I've moved away YouTube, but I'm still, what's the 10%? Yeah, it's not. I'll just maybe I should I just take the should I just take the mic out now? Where the fuck is YouTube went? There it is. Sorry, we're back. We're back. That would have been annoying. How long do you think it'll take for the 10% to go? We'll live life on the edge. Um, but anyway, wait a minute. I'll just answer these. Wait a minute. I'll think I'll go. If you don't mind, the people that are asking other questions, I'll read about what you're saying in a minute because I'm going to home in on Beck to get this message out. Um, I realised after I wrote it, I meant the session. Yeah, that's really funny. Right. Okay. So, are we ready for the X Factor build up? And ladies, I will go back and read what you're saying. So, I don't feel like I deserve you. I love you. I will always come back. Because that came out for the collective one at the start, if you didn't see that. And it also came out for the one before. And it also links back to the clip that I shared yesterday of somebody confessing their feelings after a long time. You get what I'm saying? I'm growing up. Now, this one's interesting because it says, I get attention from others online, and from what you've indicated in a big, massive fucking hint that he's in the public eye and in person, but it does nothing for me except boost my pride and ego. I'm stepping away from all that because that's no longer important to me. If you worked in the public eye and you got a lot of attention, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? I was selfish and stuck in my ego. That's come through in the collective one too. And then boom, I'm waking up. And that's why I'm saying that's why you've been feeling them all over you like a rash. And yeah, I see signs about you in our situation, and it freaks me out sometimes how accurate they are. Remember what I said about me keeping seeing my surname everywhere, meaning I know what they're telling me that my one's seeing my surname, that he's basically will just be seeing what I'm seeing. And if he has, it'll happen, but I think he has been. Okay, my world for the past fucking forever, but it's like 15 years consciously, but I was seeing stuff before that. But yeah, I'm waking up. That's why you don't give up on your person and don't give up on yourself, because that's what confuses me about it. Some of you are presenting as the masculine energy, but these cards are. So again, that's the head fuck around here, right? Like, some of these could be you too, but then that's way too much for my brain to work out when it's the hot guy on the cards. But like, Actually, look, I'm gonna like this is quite deep, but think about it, right? My ego can take it if that's wrong, but it's God and the guy speaking through me. That's all I'm saying. But can you see how I can see, and I think others can see because you've been so open, which I really appreciate, and I know that others will too. Um, from what you've shared, from things you've went through growing up, and how you can feel about yourself, I don't feel like I deserve you. This is you, him. I don't feel like I deserve you. I love you. I keep being pulled to you. When I get attention from other people, like whoever's going to show me attention tomorrow when I go out, I wish it was you. Does nothing for me. Because it's like, they're getting me to say that. It's like when some of you say to me, obviously, even if I wasn't a twin flame after my twin flame, well, not after my husband, you know what I mean? Like the the love and the attention going there. It's I don't bat for the ladies team, but it's nice. It's nice when someone says you look nice. It's nice, I appreciate it. But even when some of the guys say like I mean, how do I know some of you could be really good looking? In fact, I know some of you are good looking, but it's kind of like even if you not got a wee picture, I can feel it. Even you can even when Mr. Hotman number 2, Heather's best friend twin flame comes through, and he's I mean, we're not going to go on about that again, but he's fucking hot. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, it's nice, but I want that to be coming from my divine masculine. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, he did. Um, when we spent that time together, like you said, that's why it was addictive. Like I won. It's not like he was always like saying that the stuff that he did say, I knew he meant it, and it's obviously been quite hard to forget. But it's like he more showed it, but no, he did say things here and there that was hard to forget. And but that's why I'm very strong about love bombing. You know what I mean? Like in my experience, twin flames don't love bomb. Like mine hasn't. Fucking far from it. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, but I'm glad he hasn't. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like if he fucking shows up in my physical life, that's the amount of fear he's had to push through to get to me is insane. So I would just be really proud of him. But obviously there's other stuff there too. But anyway, moving on. So I was selfish and stuck in ego. I'm waking up. Yeah. So you know what I mean. So it's like, but remember, this is the attention you get. Yeah, and then where have you been selfish and stuck in ego? Like, and that would be like I'm not reaching out to him. He should reach out to me. Again, we all go through it. Even me, I've been through that as well. Actually, I'm still in it, but like I keep saying, I'm not in my ego about it. I've got my reasons. Um, I'm waking up. And that's you seeing signs everywhere. So you see how I've just read those cards for the both of you, which is quite hard to do that considering these are meant to be like from a man. So anyway, that's all you're getting from that because I think we need to focus on the mermaid card. But wait a minute, what did you say to this? Interesting. Ooh, the last one. Oh my god, the last one, the attention one. I mean, yeah, I knew that would be. I already know the attention does nothing for them, but ego boost. Sometimes not even an ego boost. Yeah, and I feel they're all getting to that point. You know what I mean? Um, but it is a weird one because like I'm just going to be brutally honest. Like I don't, I don't want to talk about it. Rod Stewart's on just now. Uh, I thought mine would have snapped out of that like fucking years ago, and he hasn't because he's not here. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I know that he'll have his other reasons for whatever. It's not that simple, but because he can get his ego boosted from plenty of folk. But I just it'll be I doubt that like they'll really be you know see, well, they just not a doubt. There's I fucking know 100%. There's no other person on this planet that is seeing him in the holistic way that I do. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's a good looking guy, but I love every part of him, even the bits I don't know. You know what I mean? Fucking do you want to let me get to know them? Maybe. Oh my god! Now that's like I'm channeling that song. Would you let me see, believe you're beautiful? But it is though. So I think that you're getting me to say that about me. Mine, because of what I've said to you before, Beck, that you've got a lot of same placements, and some of the things you say are things that I feel he would say, not everything, but bits of it. And it's like you've both built your walls up high for a reason. No one can climb it, but I'm gonna try for a long time. So yeah, I'm worried even if I meet someone tomorrow, I won't be able to let them in properly because Mr. Guy will be yeah, he absolutely will be cock blocking you. I'm gonna try just not thinking tomorrow and like, yeah, you do just have fun for fuck's sake. It's like me, like I wasn't going out the other weekend to go and find guys and that, like not even like in the slightest. I was going out to dance with my best pal because I don't see my best pal all the time. Months can go by, and that's exactly what happened. I had the intention to go out, have fun, and and yeah, like I said, like it's there was only a couple of times it was just it was weird. It was like that's the power of intention. It was the exact same thing happened. At the end of the night when I was out a couple of years ago, like a younger guy was trying to chat me up. And again, oh, it was like the exact same situation. Like, and then I even said the exact same thing. That was weird. It was like a timeline shift or something. Um, and um, yeah, and then the only other weird thing was when I said that there was a few guys that were peering in my soul. But like I mean, basically they were looking at me, and like someone had said on here, like they probably just fancied you. I'm like, nah, it wasn't that. Like I think they knew me, and I don't know them, and I felt it. I think I maybe recognized one of them, mind you. But it was like, you know what I mean? It was like it wasn't. It didn't feel like that. And I mean, I might be wrong. It might have just been three random guys. But I'm like, it felt like that was, you know what I mean? It felt like it was something else. But it didn't feel like a bad thing. It felt like it was like I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I just know it though, because even my best friends in agreement. It was like it was weird. Um, but it wasn't all night. It was just for about just under an hour, and then they went away somewhere. But I'm gonna try. I mean, I might be totally wrong. Imagine if that's like a couple of guys that went back and fucking fed back a story or something. That'd be quite funny. but anyway, okay, I know you love this. All right, wait a minute. So I'll go back to that in a minute. Um, right, I'm going to go back to the things other people are saying after this because I don't want to get pulled too much into what you're saying. Um, I meet people who are interested every time I go out, to be fair. Yeah, I know, I felt that. You get attention. So, and you're young, it doesn't matter what age we are. Like, if some hottie had come up, chat me up, I might have entertained it, but I don't really think I would have. I think I probably, but actually, to be fair, I think I'm being a bit too humble here. I did have a really hot security guard checking me out when I was down. Like he was really hot. But he didn't chat me up, but he was definitely eyeing me up the whole night. Do you know what I mean? That made me feel pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think you can see that. I just remembered that. Um, but that's what I mean. That's what I've been used to my whole life is like people not doing anything about it. And then fucking telling me like 10 years later and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Oh god, that's quite that's quite didn't even mean that, but yeah. But no, like seriously, like that's what I mean. Like I had some guys from school that happened with. Like that happened with a few. Um and also it was 11:44 when I was saying that. Um right. Men don't grow up until around 40. Oh, that's interesting. Men don't grow up until around they're 44. Well, Heather, can you just keep your information yourself? Because mine is 40 this year. So I'm not waiting another 5 years. I'm just saying that. Like, absolutely fucking not. Like, sorry. I'm sorry. But again, like I always say, if somebody else said that to me, you've not really got a choice. But you have got a choice in the way of if you've had enough by then, you're all going to be connected to this person. But the things I've missed out on in life, which is only my own fault. So, but I don't think I'd be too happy by then. Um, yeah, got a feeling he is 44. That's funny. Well, you're in luck then. She's quite a bit older than you then. Right. What? Why did I pick up this deck? The silence is killing me. That came up in the collective too. I don't want to lose you. I mean, I don't know how connected you got to this guy or whatever, but I'm so afraid of rejection. So again, that's either you or that's him. So tune into whether that's you or him. But like I say, it's a bit of both of you. I want to come back home to where I belong. Right, okay, so but yeah, I went into that spiel. I'm gonna need to plug this in because it'll end up dying and that'll be annoying. Um the reason why I don't really like to do these personal ones with these cards and home in on your energy in here is because I'm still pulling in, as you can see, which is why I'm not ignoring you forever, other ladies, but I'm purposely ignoring you before I to finish Beck's message because I tune into people's energy and it pulls on too many people's energy. But it's also like, it's a lot. I think it's a lot better when you can actually be on the Zoom with somebody and feeling what it means. Um, and that's why I say take it with a pinch of salt. You really should take that bit as entertainment. And, I'm even saying that for myself too, because the amount of times I go to fucking cut the deck and it's like, I'm coming back home or I love you or, you know, or the exciting one, I'm on my way to you. Or I wonder what you would do if I turned up at your door. Expect me. You mean fucking run and shave your legs and all that, and then you're still fucking sitting there 2 years later. Some of us have got to the point where, you know what? I'm just not even going to fucking bother. It happens when it happens. It's probably going to happen when I look like shite, but that's fine. When you love and accept yourself, it doesn't matter. Um, you know, you don't know. Let go the timing kind of thing. Anyway, so um around that age anyway, if he saw what I wrote, he might be. Oh, wait a minute. Shit. Can you still hear me? You should be able to still hear me. Can you still hear me? I don't know because I pulled it. I think you should still hear me. I'll wait and see what you say. If he saw what I wrote, he might be worried about losing me. Not that he has me. I want to cut away from his energy so bad. I'm so done with this. Well, Beck, that's the thing. Like, look, I can help you ease up the energy. Oh, good, you can still hear. Um, basically, if when you book on the session with me, I will get you to focus on yourself, right? And that's, you know what I mean, and it'll free up a bit of the overwhelm there. But I've identified so many things I want to help you with. That's more than just a session. Do you know what I mean? But that's your call. I think the thing is, everybody that's not ever had a session with me, whether you're brand new or you've been watching for years, just now, and remember, I keep saying, I know I've been saying this for years, but at some point I will take that away because that is way too generous, and I'm aware of that. But I feel that's fair. But again, it's actually more than fair if I look at it objectively, that I've still got that at my 144, my old price. Um, because it's not an hour. I've sat with people for a whole fucking day. Now, I'm not saying any of you are going to get a whole day, right? That was rare circumstances. But I sit with people for hours. Um, so, you know, imagine like some of you have been wanting to have that, big long chat about your twin flame story with somebody that gets it with 10 years of experience and helping thousands of people and you miss your chance. And I don't, I'll still have that session, but it'll be like, way more money. Like if that was me and that was someone else, I'd be gutted. So I'm just sort of saying it, looking at it objectively from that way. Um, but yeah, you can't cut the cords with your true twin flame, but you can free up the energy a little bit. And as I open up at falling in love, kissing the divine in another in yourself. That's what I just opened up at. Right, anyway, so let's hurry this up a bit because I've got to watch Slaves Go Dating. Um, right, so divination. So remember, I'm going to go back and look at what some of you are saying after, but let's read this. So, yeah, there you go. See, look, Heather's backing me up. You sat with me all day. You know what I mean? I'm not lying when I say this, people, but I'm not. I really do genuinely hope with all my heart I'm going to get to a point where I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm going to be with my man and whatever else, and um, just I won't have like that long. I'll be working more sort of reasonable hours, but just now that ain't the way because I live in New Earth time and I can do that. I'm always going to live in New Earth time, but you know what I mean? It's yeah. Prophecy, fate, destiny, future, fortune. The mermaids surrounded as if they are by the mirror of the ocean, in the living reflection of the past, present, and future, are among the greatest of seers. Water, as demonstrated in experiments by Dr. Emoto, holds and carries the vibrations of all that is gone and all that will be. And remember, with you being a Scorpio sun and rising, that is a lot of water, a lot of intuition. Water is healing and holds solutions that help us flow to a better place, and that's why you've been really affected by that last full moon in Pisces. There is no ending that the water can show us, only the myriad of possibilities. Water in some places is already holding the vibrational possibilities of the future, and we mermaids have been gifted the ability to read these and train daughter after daughter in the art of seership, oracle, and oceanomy. See if that says daughter after daughter. I feel that's your mum's way of coming in, so I'll get another deck of cards to go with that. They have kept this truth about their ability silent for many thousands of years, as they are already coveted for their beauty, harvested for their sexuality, controlled in so many ways. If so many came to know of their talent for prophecy, who could resist the lure to keep one captive and demand to know their fate, or what to do, or how to overcome their enemies? Ooh. I'll read that bit now. But to you, the mermaids have come via this card, and they say to you that you have the gift of seeing the possibilities of knowing and feeling out the fate. And that's what I'm saying. It's not going to surprise you if you do actually see somebody that you like. And they know that as a fellow mer being, one who has the born of the great sea mother, you too can work with the gift of seeing in many directions at once. It is as if you can stare into water and see ripples of what could be. But I would pose that you've been so gaslit that you doubt yourself a lot more than what you should. The mermaids are oracles, sibyls of the sea, and you too have the power to connect with the divine, and this power can be activated as you teach yourself the wisdom of the sea. There must be discipline and purpose to your movement. Instruction is coming, and they will deliver it through dreams and visions. There will be signs and there will be omens, and the symbols will come to you. You will dream, and while these dreams may be cryptic, or a vision may seem to be unrelated to what is currently taking place, the universe and the ocean and consciousness and possibilities are calling to you. Listen to hear and read the signs. Like what I've been saying, I feel lots of people out there are seeing, more so than usual. So if you were the twin flame that didn't see all the signs and their name everywhere and shit like that, and not just the name, like the birthday numbers and stuff, I feel it's like you're seeing it now, or basically whether you're the person or it's your person, they're seeing it everywhere. Become aware and hear them whisper on the shoreline of consciousness. Learn to read an oracle like this one. Work with spreads for focus and discipline and conduct readings for friends. You have the gift. It is time to train and then to exercise it with responsibility and beauty. Yeah, so again, that's maybe something that you will incorporate into your path at some point. But usually why people get led to me. Um, right, I just wanted to see what your mum was. Okay, right, okay, this deck. Um, right, so too busy. You use being busy as an excuse not to date. You must make time for a partner. So but I was kind of asking your mum what it was she was wanting to come through with there, and that's what's come out. What's interesting here is although I'm reading for Beck, right? Remember this can make sense for all masculine energies, male and female, and that is what masculine energies do. Um, so think about where you might have been keeping yourself busy with work to distract yourself from tuning into some deeper feelings. So it might not be specifically about, not dating, but and giving too much. You're depleted because you give too much. You need a balance of give and take. And I feel in this case, it's like, that actually feels connected to your mum overseeing, how your other family members upset you the other day. You're afraid to make a mistake, so you won't commit either way. And how they put a lot of doubt, they plant a lot of doubt in your mind and make you feel really worthless. I know you've already said that, but I'm feeling it. Fear of loss, you're afraid of losing someone or being abandoned. Take a chance. And that's what I was saying when I was reading the Hot Man cards. I can equally feel it. I can feel the energy of those words going back and forwards from you. like he's your twin flame, basically. I've said that the way, you know what I mean? It's like it's with some people I feel it really strongly, and I think it's because you've got a lot of Scorpio. I'm good at helping Plutonian twins. Right. I want to just shuffle these and I'm going to scroll back to see. Yeah, look. There's definitely something about you flourishing with your creativity and bringing it into manifestation rather than keeping it in. And remember, one of those ancestral cards was about sharing your talents on the masculine side. So it's definitely your mum is coming through with that about, you know, she wants to help you with bringing out your creativity, perhaps where she didn't encourage you while she was alive. Um, which even if she did cheer you on with some stuff, the fact that you're saying that, oh, I'm going to have to get up and show you. That's going to make me fucking cry. Um, Wait a minute. Ugh. Right when I said that, right, bearing in mind what you'd shared about the I love you thing, she pulled my eyes up to that. And also, it's kind of interesting that, you know, that's from my niece, but it's like, you know, it's a little girl's drawing, and I forgot what she put inside. Look, I'm gonna fuck it, I'm gonna start crying. Anyway, this is not me, this is her energy, but look at this, right? So, I mean, also, how adorable is this? Because my niece has got like curly red hair. But, so ignore that bit, but look, that's you and your mum. It's actually me and my niece, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I love you and I hope you have a lovely birthday. That is from your mum through using my niece's card. Happy birthday, because she pulled me that too, because your birthday isn't far away. So, and the point is like, you know, you'll be able to feel that love coming through me, you know, because that is her coming through me to say that to you. But also, I'm going to stress, like, I keep saying this, like, because remember, I say all the time, oh my God, look what also fell on the floor. Like, I'm not in the business of twisting anybody's arm to do a session with me. Like, you're all adults, hopefully, people out there. But seriously, if you have, side note, if you have got kids, even whether your own or like, you know, friends, whatever, if you recognise that a child would be able to benefit from my support, I do have children's sessions, but obviously, you know, we'd need to, you know, I need that needs to be done in the right way. So it's better if it is like your kids. But anyway, you know what I mean? There's, I would talk, you know, we could have like one of you. Anyway, you know what I mean? It needs to be done in the right way if that's, uh, but yeah, I love working with children when that comes up. And it's like it's time for action. And what she's saying is, that's what I need to help you with, your gifts. Like bringing out your talents and your gift and piecing together your creative ideas so that you actually take action and put that out in the world. But even, you know, whether you're ready to do that or not, just now, it doesn't really matter. It's because, fuck's sake, I'm just saying, you're not meant to see that, although these are nice jammy bottoms, but you're just meant to see the top half. Um, but um, yeah, that's what I help. My tagline is my gift is helping you find yours. And I can help you dig deep, find more of your talent. You know what your talents are, but to bring them out. So, but like I said, you know, like I'm saying, I'm not in the business of twisting anyone's arm, but I'm getting close to fucking energetically doing that to you. I'm like, for fuck's sake, will you just book that? Because now I'm going to address the other comments, which I could see some of you asking about that. Um, I'm actually, so I'll read what you're saying, but I did see like I'm starting to slow down. So because I really don't like the week building up to the equinox, which if I'm not mistaken is fucking next week. So I usually don't even work that week, but I think I'm going to power through, but I might regret doing that. But I'm going but yeah, it is. Next week is the work. So basically I'm loosely around for the rest of this month, but as it gets into that first week, I'm really only going to be available the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So like the first, the second, and the third of October, I'll probably be available those days. But and I might, you know, be around on the actual full moon, the seventh. But that's when I'm done. Like I'll be having the week of the seventh. So it's really so apart from the Monday, I won't be working the week of the 13th, the 20th, or the 22nd. Like, so basically, it's just right after Halloween. I'll be, yeah. I won't be back to work until the, oh, that's my dad's birthday. I won't be back to work until the 4th of November. So, actually, I'll probably come and do a live, I'll come and do a live stream on the 3rd of November because that's an Aries moon. So that's when I'll be back. So, my last live stream is on the 22nd of September and then I'll be back on the 4th of November. So basically, if you're wanting a personal session, book it now because yeah. But I mean that might not be that dramatic because it goes fast, but I'm just sort of telling people like um and you can always book like people can always book things now and book it for when I come back in November, you know what I mean? But I just think I'm going to start getting busy. Like definitely by the springtime, but that's a while off. But I think I could start getting busy before that with the amount people are awakening and stuff and need support. Because look how many of those cards came out in that last one about guys needing help. Um And I did feel it was like people actually getting the help too. Right, let's see. So I need to scroll right back. So take the love of your mum because that was really beautiful that coming through. Um, but she'll keep giving you signs in that, like to remind you, to nudge you to do something about it. You know what I mean? Um, did I not even? No, I did. Right. So this, I think I've read this bit. Uh, Well, I think I will book in for a reading and you can use them. That was when I was saying about you both said the reading. And you can use them for me. Yes, I will. Like I said, if somebody actually asks me to use them, I will use them, but nobody ever does. But there are some people that I think I've just used them because I just knew with it. The one person I remember using that in a session is because I know her so well. She didn't need to ask me. I just knew it was relevant to, but that's actually somebody that lives with their twin flame. Do you know what I mean? So So it just shows you the people that are still, you know, in connections and that these can. But I have to tweak it because it doesn't make sense for some of them. But the right cards always come out, and that's what I mean. Like it's better when I'm actually on the Zoom so we can feel it out. Because when I don't know who I don't know how much. You know, you'll see with some people, some people that I'm talking about will be like, oh, I bet she's talking about me. But it might be a few of you. Like some of you hang off of people's every word, including you. And it's like I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. You've got to make your own decisions about your own life because that's what you've had from everybody else. Um, and like I've said in my own experience as well, I wasn't kidding, although I said it in a funny way. Like, I have had things as well where it feels like it's real time. The person might even be really adamant about it being real time, but it isn't. You know what I mean? So you've got to understand that about when you're receiving this from whether it's a personal reading or, you know, like how we do it here. It's past, present, future. And nobody really knows. That's what, you know, when people call it a weekly reading and that, like, you know, it might fucking touch on a few people, but, you know, it equally might not. I stopped naming things weekly because of that. Um, Right, so I feel so stuck on this guy. Yeah, when is your next availability for right? And that's when you call that a reading as well. That's it. So basically, what day's tomorrow? There's a potential if you wanted that soon, anyone. There's potential that I'm around tomorrow during the day, but I'm probably better leaning towards that I'm not. Um, so I'll be back. I'll be available from Tuesday to Friday next week. And then the same thing, yeah, like Tuesday, basically Tuesday to oh no, wait a minute, sorry, it's Tuesday to Thursday next week because I can't on Friday, yeah. So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm around. But basically, just when you click on this, when you click on the session, which for any you use is the, well, for for the two that are asking, it's make sure you pick the one for your first session. Uh, and it'll give you the times. And then if you do actually book it and I'm like, oh, I can't do that, I might email you and be like, can we negotiate another time? But I don't really do that too often. It's the right times that are on there because I block off the days where I know I've got stuff on and that. Actually, I might need to do that after this. But um, so hopefully that answers your question. But I've got loads of availability just now. Do you know what I mean? Because it's I just have. It's been quiet, I'm being honest. Um, but I just that I know when they're doing that, it's because well, A, it's because I'm going to start slowing down soon, but it's also because I've got a feeling they're making me take the whole month off because I think November, December could be kind of crazy. Um, that would make sense to me. Um, when we had our session, Claire said I was white at the beginning and my mood completely. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was we're grey. Yeah, you looked like very. You're basically the color came back in her. Like it was kind of amazing. Like a bit of joy came back because again, it is like I said, it's soul retrieval, and that was just through talking because it's not just talking. So that's what I mean. And I've never met anybody else that can do it like that. Um, that's all the banter about the session thing. That's too funny. Interesting. Who the last one? Oh yeah, I read all that. Remember you pulled that? Yes. No, I can't ever forget that. Every time I see that card, I think that that was crazy. I kept pulling cards where the guys on the cards looked like Heather's twin flame. Um, but it was that's what was amazing. It was him making me pick the decks where the guy looked like him. It was nuts. Um, and also I felt how good looking he was before she actually because like she was like I've got a picture of him and I was like fucking I was like whoa I can't, I can't hide it. Do you know what I mean? It is quite funny. Like I would be able to hide it if I needed to, like if it wasn't appropriate. To, like for instance, like if you're gonna come around, aren't you? Because I'm talking when I just know he's gonna come through. I think this is gonna be quite entertaining. I can feel it already, but um, you know, it's a bit different when someone's in the spirit world. So um. And you were best friends, yeah. You're best friends. There's no feeling involved. Just like there's me and mine are best friends. There's absolutely no sexual chemistry or feelings involved there. Once we hate each other, I'm sure he would have a lot of people believe that. Only joking. Well, I'm kind of, anyway, moving on. Um, I love mine to bits. I don't hate him. Um, and I happen to feel he loves me too. Um, probably been quite pissed off throughout the process of this at some time, and maybe he did feel like he hated me at some points, but that's because it's the balance of your own soul when you understand this. And that's what I do. That's what I do. I don't do that session until people are ready for, oh my God, we are family. Yeah, we're the same soul is on right now. Um, but yeah, that's what I do in a session. When you're ready for it, I'll merge your energies together. Um, you got to be ready for that. I know you love this guy, but remember this, treat me like a queen and I'll treat you like a king. Treat me like a game and I'll show you how it's played. Heather! Heather, I love that. I like that. Treat me like a queen, I'll treat you like a king. Treat me like a game, I'll show you how it's played. Yeah, totally. I'm like that, but not in a toxic way. I'll just take myself right out the fucking game. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. I'm so strong and disciplined in that way. Like I don't think I really need to prove that on here. Like, it's more just that, like, I just, I'm not in that position anyway, but it's like, what is even the point in having like a bit of fun with somebody that you're that in love with? There's absolutely no point. You may as well just keep going through the pain of it. Some people aren't like that. Some people would give in to temptation. Um, but it's only because I've already been faced with boundary issues and failed. So, once you've had a few of them, you start to pass the test. But I'll cross that bridge. I might be tested again, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to pass the test this time. Um, Sometimes you have to get on their level. Also, men can't read our minds, so we really have to be blunt with them and tell them exactly what we want. Yeah, and look, that's why they created me, because that is what I do. Like, I don't think I'm leaving anything I mean, if anything, I'm too much because you know what I mean. That and I could see how some people could look at me, and sometimes I look at me and be like, right, I'm giving him way too much info here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could at least kind of hint and make him think I'm with someone or something. But it's like I just, you've got to know your own dynamic, and I just don't. Whatever the hell he's been doing out there or not doing or whatever, I just don't. That's not. I just always see it's like I wouldn't be that cruel to myself, and I do see he is a part of me. I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm not going to do it to him. So that's what I mean. That's why when you get on that deep level, you wouldn't do that to yourself. And that's why if people have played mind games, they'll feel like shit. And you have to give people the time to move through that. But forgive yourself and move on and go and get your person, basically. Um, Men don't grow up until 40. Yeah, got a feeling he's 44. Yeah, that was the. Um, I remember a taxi driver saying that to me once. I don't know if it was specifically 44, but it was in their 40s. And also, one of my younger friends actually specifically said that about my twin flame. Like, I think you've got great chemistry. I could see you being great together in the future, but I don't think he's going to grow up until he's, I don't know, I think she said 36 or something, and she's a wee bit off. But you know what I mean? But it was even then, I was like, oh, that's ages away. Oh, God. You know, anyway. Um, so, but this is most men and women. Well, look, we can't generalize like that, but you know what I mean? I've spoken to a lot of men where they didn't, you know, grow up until 40-ish. Right. Continue making sure he knows he doesn't have you locked in. Yes. So that is what I didn't do. So that's you sat with me all day. Claire pulled things that were buried deep. She really is a therapist. Yes. I did do my counselling training. It didn't quite end the same way as it does with other people, but I always stress um so I'm like, I'm not a counsellor in the Matrix, and I couldn't go and get a job in a counselling agency because they would want the bit of paper. But I have got my counselling certificate, you know what I mean? Which some people just use that alone, but you couldn't be an actual counsellor. But the thing is, because I'm actually a hypnotherapist and a coach and a shamanic healer, that's why it's like shamanic therapy. But it is, yeah, I'm a therapist. I'm a better counsellor than some of the people that are actually, you know what I mean? That is the truth of it, because I got glowing remarks the whole way through. Uh, I didn't get kicked out because I was bad. I got kicked out because I was too mouthy and I was speaking up about things that weren't right. Not just me, with other people. And because I didn't get the hours that I needed, but that was actually their fault. Because there weren't enough placements, and also because I had so many I don't like additional work needs, but it is the thing that we need to say here. They didn't, they should have really prioritized me and other people, and they didn't do it. Like I've always given that example of the girl that had hearing difficulties on my course, and it was the second or the third time she'd repeated it. And that's the one thing I was telling myself, that although that was a terrible thing that happened to me, I'm always really proud that I fought for her to get her degree. And she is a counsellor now, like um, and nobody else did, you know what I mean? And it's not one of these things where like, oh, I was speaking up for her too much. That was a very Joan of Arc thing to do. Like she was so grateful because she was very shy as well. She really actually liked my mediumship, so because not many people knew that. I only told people at the end. It was only my closest friends on the course knew. I was very shy about telling people. And then I've shared very openly as well. Like I love when people prove me wrong because it doesn't happen very often, to be honest. But it's like but I'm being serious. Like doesn't, but it does when it does. I'm different kind of Aries. Like I like it. It's nice to be shocked, and it was like I had assumed this woman wouldn't be into anything that I do, and then she blew me away by telling me her best friend was a medium, and she was like, "That's a shame you never shared." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Wow." So it taught me a lesson. You shouldn't, presume to know everything, kind of thing. Not that I do, but that did teach me a lesson. So, I can read. I do doubt myself all the time. Haven't done a tarot reading for anyone else in a long time. That's what I help people with. If you've lost your confidence with that, yeah, I give too much at work. I'm still here multitasking. I don't prioritize my creativity enough. Had this message for over a year. Well, you need to fucking do something about it then. Your mum's telling you to get on that session with me. I do so many practical things. I was told either to write a book or yeah, I've got that with you before about writing a book. I've helped, yeah, I helped loads of people that probably have wrote books by now. If you're somebody that's wrote a book out there, come and tell me. I started writing songs last year. If someone doesn't accept you at your worst, they don't deserve you at your best. Yes. Although it is, some of these, although I'm liking some of the sayings that you're saying, Heather, they are very wise. We've got to tweak it a bit for the twin flame journey because, trust me, some of the shit that like I've been on the receiving end with my twin flame over all this time. I'm sorry if he wasn't who he was. Like, I don't care how good looking that fucker is. I wouldn't be giving him like any other chances. Like I'm just being 100% real with you right now. But that isn't the case. So, um, do you know what I mean? Because it's really a journey of self. So if people have turned their back on you, it's because they're turning their back on themselves. And when you start to love yourself more, you'll get it more. But really, it's like I said, it's about when you do the integration of the energy, you'll feel differently about it. You won't see the separation. Like you could tell when I don't see the separation. Um, well, my mum used to keep all my drawings. I had a talent for, oh, that'll be why she showed me it then. I had a talent for art from a super young age. And that'll be specifically why, my niece has that too, because I've shared this before. Just again, giving more examples of how I help children. But um, I hypnotized her. It was to do, she had really bad eczema when she was young, like from a baby right up until about, what, 3 years ago now. And so um, it was real. I didn't even try, guys. Like I literally just planted the seed when she was half asleep. About that rather than getting attention for her skin, that she would get attention for her drawing and her dancing. And she is both an amazing drawer and very like she's really creative. Some of the things she comes up with, and like she's a great dancer as well. So it worked basically like really fast. Um, So that'll be why she showed me that too. It had even more meaning than just what I thought it did. I reckon I might have a great birthday this year to make up for the sad one last year. Yes, manifest it. Worst case, there's a gig on my birthday. Oh, who is it? Or is it like local? Right, wait a minute. I'm nearly. Oh, this is taking me forever. You're going to have been chatting enough. Right, wait a minute. Been singing more, but my vocals still aren't strong. This is relevant to Mr. Guy. He's very good at what he does. The song "Don't Give Up on Me." I won't. Oh no, that's not. That's Jason Mraz. I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. You're giving me mad. Anyway, that song's a bit. I don't know. I really like it. It's a bit. Anyway, depressing, isn't it? I didn't. What is "Don't Give Up on Me"? Who sings that? I think I know what you mean, but I can't really think right now. I didn't say that nothing ever happened between us at one point, but at the end it was very close best friend relationship. Oh yeah, no, I totally got that. I pulled that out of you at the time. Um, I was telling those things. Yeah. I know you were telling those things to Beck, but what my point is she's a twin flame too, so it doesn't apply the exact same way. But otherwise, it is good things. I have kept my son's pictures and cards, and my mum has kept mine as well. And I'm 40. Oh, there you go. That's cool. Love that song you just sung. It's the best. That's it. Andy Grammer sings that song I heard. Right, yeah. Give up on me. I like Andy Grammer. That's the song that's another one. Yeah, I know that's Jason Mraz. That's the one I just sang. But what's the other one that Andy Grammer sings again? Is that not that song I've shared quite a lot about? Like, oh, suddenly I'm in love with a stranger. I can't believe she's mine. So suddenly, refresh eyes. I think that might be anyway. Right. Okay. So now we shall move on to Tani. You've been waiting patiently. So, did you want one of the ancestral healing cards, or do you want one of the mermaid ones? And I got the gist that you want the hot man cards. Maybe I'm gonna maybe because I've said, oh, nobody ever asked for them. People are going, I want them. And again, I always just say this. I don't mind doing them if people want them for the personal readings, like I've done tonight on here, as long as you just take on board what I have learned from being on the receiving end of that myself. Don't, I don't want to say don't get your hopes up because that's a bit miserable to say that, but it's kind of like just take it on the chin, is what I would say. Um, do you know what? I feel guided to the ancestral healing ones for you. So let's go with that. Um, because I just want to stress that, like, there's some personal reasons that I've had from loads of different people, and I can feel that they're true, but they were just massively far away from the physical manifestation. But I don't use me as an example because I do get it really, I do get the twin flame journey a lot rougher than most because I'm a teacher. It's because I've got Scorpio rising conjunct my Pluto, loads of reasons. But lots of things are going to happen to you a lot quicker. Like I'm in that first wave of twin flames that's taken one for the team. And actually, I've taken one for the team a lot more than some of these big, massive channels getting all these fucking accolades and that. And then these are some of the people that are like further down the line are like, oh yeah, that wasn't even my twin flame. You know what I mean? Honestly, see the minute someone comes out with something like that, that's the minute I stop watching them. Um, it's a shame, and that can genuinely happen. People get confused, but I, to be honest, I don't understand because there's never been any doubt in my mind from when I've been doing this professionally who mine is. Do you know what I mean? The confusion and all that on my journey was at the start of it when I was head fucked by Matt. So it's my situation is a wee bit more rare. But that's why this is interesting. I started saying this other night and it's coming through now because I noticed I don't know, I started talking about something else. It was like, but now they're getting me to say it now. It's maybe because this is Gemini and it is communication. Again, I'm not homing on anyone specific, but they are showing me someone clairvoyantly, and it's just oh, that's where they get me to say it. Like, I'm just getting, being clear about this. We're quite a small channel, but it's you're my soul family. It's like my North Node is in Gemini in the eighth house. And there's some videos that go really viral. And sometimes it'll be videos that are like, oh, the divine masculines come in and they're ready and, get ready and all this kind of stuff. And then, like, there'll be other ones that are like, what was it was just again because I don't actually watch this channel, but it's like I still say subscribe to some things just to see what some folk are putting out. I'm like, that's really confusing. It's not confusing me, but it's like confusing for what I mean. And it's like I just always think there must be a lot of confusion in that person because it's like oh I don't even know what it was now, but there's this whole bit there'll be a lot of things like that trying to throw you off and trying to make you doubt the twin flame journey and all that, and that's why if you can tune in to people like man, it doesn't need to just be me. There are some people that only watch me because they say that causes less confusion. If that's what works for you, then fine. But there's loads of great men and women out there. So, and again, I always just, if you've never heard me say this, I don't home in on people specifically because I think it keeps it classy for if I'm talking about things that aren't so good. And I don't go too deep with it, you know what I mean? It's kind of, but also it protects the spaces because there's some lovely amazing people out there, and if you end up in the same places as each other or even like me or that, what I mean, it's kind of like, which that's not going to happen too many places, but it's um it's meant to be and we're in the same frequency, but we don't want to lead the karmic people that lurk on this channel to those places. Well, I don't basically. I don't want to lead the current people. If they find them, it's fine because it's not like, there's tons of, but there's so many people talking about twin flames. It's like it's wise not to do that. But when I believe it will be further down the line. There will come a time when it will be safe to do that. And that yeah, I mean, I think that would be quite a nice thing for that to happen. And like I said, yeah, I'll see the signs when the world start colliding. Um, but But for now, let's keep these places sacred, because I'm sure there's lots of you. I know people have said to me that like, is it bad that I don't share you with lots of people? I like to keep you to myself, like, and I get it, I do get it. It's a Scorpio rising thing, especially if you're a Scorpio rising. Because I'm like that myself. I'm like, look, I like the places where I feel comfortable, and it's so weird. Like I have successfully been in places for years, and to the best of my knowledge, haven't bumped into it. So it's really, kind of weird. Um, but maybe some of you, more than likely, maybe some of you are lurking, and you're like, oh, well, that's clear. You know what I mean? Like that'll be the case with some, but it's weird though. You know what I mean? Because if people talk here, then why aren't they talking something? Maybe they're not there. You're not finding the same places, but you will at some point. Your frequency will shift to, and will bump into each other. Well, if I'm even wanting to talk in some people's places, but because like I've said, most places like where I talk, someone gives me a bit of a frosty vibe. Usually someone else in the person chat, and I'm like, and then, but that maybe I'm just kind of like, oh, fucking leaving because somebody else is being weird to me. I like the person whose channel it is. But sometimes I can't be fucking arsed with this if it's coming at me too hard. But I know my places where I'm protected, put it that way. But oh my God, na na hey hey, kiss them goodbye just came on. Na 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 hey hey hey. I didn't know it was called that. Kiss them goodbye. Let's hope that's about the karmic energies. Um, that's really funny. Twin Flames universe scam put me off the term for a while. Um, is that the ones that is that them? Is that them? The ones that were telling people to go and get a sex cheat, you know what I mean? Hopefully people are intelligent enough. I can't, my very grounded triple Earth best friend, right? One of them. I remember her. I knew she was going to say something about it. It was when all that fucking drama was going on, and I was like, "Please don't go any further." And if you're about to try and educate me and teach me about twin flames, when I've been teaching people this for the best part of fucking 10 years, because this was a few years ago now, and actually, to be fair to her, she was like, no, she was just like, no, she was like, I knew that would kind of be something like what you'd said, what you would say, but I just wondered if you'd saw it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to fucking watch it. Do you know what I mean? Like, but sorry, I have to, where I come from on that is if people are stupid enough to actually go through and actually do that because somebody's telling them you have to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? I know, even with what I'm saying about the way people can be manipulated and gaslit, but that is like severe mental health issues if you would go and get a sex change because somebody tells you you need to because you're unclaimed. That's a whole other, but that's somebody that really does need like, a lot more help than I mean, I just think we should stay away from the area of that full stop because I've got very, you know, but people are going to do what they're going to do, but my beliefs on that are there's a lot of people that are unnecessarily getting things like that anyway, and it's because of the brainwashing and the programming. And unfortunately, if some people have maybe been guided to get a past life, actually, think about it. This is what I spoke about in the one before, a past life regression. You might find that like you were feeling like you wanted to be the other sex because you've been a man in a past life. Um, and you needed to close out that cycle. Honestly, I mean that won't be everyone, but I do think there are some cases where it's like that. It's the same with like the whole, being too gender, letting your little boy dress up in a pink ballerina dress or letting your little girl run about dressed as a farmer. I don't know, farmers can be, but you know what I mean? That's massively generalized. But you know what I'm saying? It's like if you think about some of the generations, I think that's my granddad talking to me through me basically right now. But if you think about some of the generations that would be fucking horrified to see some of the shit that's going on. But it's like, I think it's all got a bit fucking ridiculous, if I'm honest. Like, I've always been respectful of you know, like whether you're gay, or anything like that. It's I think it's who cares? Do what you want to do in the bedroom. Do you know what I mean? Why do people need to make such a big? I honestly think half the time it's people that didn't get a lot of attention making a huge big fuss. I'm talking about some of the ridiculous TikTok things I've seen. Like there's a guy, and this is remember I've said this before. Like I don't understand how there's that guy I've shared before. He's really I don't watch him all the time, but sometimes some of the stuff comes up, and he's called like Yinka that I think it's just Yinka that guy, right? And he basically rips the piss out of some of these TikTok videos of that, where it's people like losing their fucking minds is the only way to really put it. Um, and I'm like, how does he get away with putting that out and still being monetized and stuff like that? Because you know what I mean? Like it is kind of interesting because it just seems like you're not allowed to say anything these days. And yeah, do you know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm just saying, like, look, I respect whatever people want to do in the bedroom and whatever gender you are. But when it comes to, like, I am never ever going to fill out one of these forms, like identifying my gender. Like, I identify as, like, that is just beyond ridiculous. If other people to do that, it's fine, but I'm not doing that. I'm a fucking woman. I'm all woman. Right, so this is Tani's card. Explore your relationship with your father. So that's kind of specific. So if it's not about your actual father, it is about the masculine energy within you, or it could be about your person. I think it's easier for me to say your person because of some of you, well, all of you, unless you appear not to be in the masculine energy, it takes out a bit of the confusion for me anyway. Open your heart to sacred love. Yeah. So again, if you find there's a bit of a block to sacred love, it could be that you need to heal a bit of stuff around father healing and stuff. So, is that resonating at all before I read this? Oh wow, I was going to say my biological dad. What? Your biological dad is a dog? Oh right, you mean like, oh, I get it. You mean sorry. Sorry, guys, it's late, and I think you know what I mean. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just take things so literal. I'm like, yeah, what? So I take it but wait a minute. If you're meaning he's a dog, as in he's no the best, that does make sense because explore your relationship with your father. That makes sense if you're saying you hate him, actually, because that's what that's about. It's like that doesn't mean you need to be friends with him or you need to, like, that actually fits with all the stuff that's come through. Actually, if you didn't see Taurus, you're going to want to watch that because it might resonate. But so whether it's people having mother issues or father issues, um, and by the way, I say mum and dad. It's something weird about when I'm channeling. I say mother, father. Just a side note there, but it's if it really is that bad and you hate your biological father, it would be about making peace with his soul. Even if he's still alive, kind of thing, his higher self. But if he's in the spirit world, whatever, it's kind of like it's because you can be left with a bad taste in your mouth that will be blocking love. You know what I mean? Subconsciously, which is what's come through with a lot of these things. Woof. That's funny. I was like, your biological dad is a dog. I was like, what? Like, how did that work? That's a bit. I mean, like, listen, I know people are doing lots of different things in the bedroom, but this one is new to me. But yeah, but equally, listen out for it could be about your stepdad. It'll be about both of them in some way. So we'll just see what comes through. Identifies to learn. It does resonate. I hate him. God, he's done way too much damage, and I kept going back after he would hurt me, and I have finally just got him out of my life, and he still wants to try and damage it. Wow, yeah, I think you need to watch the one that I done for Taurus after this, or whenever you've got time. I called my uncle dad, and he passed away 4 years ago. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Right, okay, let's read this. So. Explore your relationship with your father. Forgive and heal. Right, okay. So I've never read this before. I just got this deck today, and that is what I was feeling it was going to be about. So it's about, even if you don't have any intention of having a relationship with him again, it's about healing it as much as you can to make peace with it. So depending on what your relationship was like with your father in your childhood, you will either feel like you're capable of achieving your heart's desires or will constantly be second guessing yourself and feeling like you're not good enough. Ouch. I can see how this is going to fit for a lot of collective with things I've read over the past wee while. Some questions you may like to reflect on are what was the role your father played in your teenage years? Did he inspire you to be all of you, or did he put you down and make you feel small? Are you still carrying baggage from the past? You don't need to answer this in the chat, by the way, but I mean, obviously you can if you want. Um, there are aspects of your relationship. This is what I mean about this would be a good one if that's really hitting a nerve with anyone, by the way, not just to me. Like this is stuff we can talk about, we can work through. That's the kind of stuff I help people with, work through it. Um, there are aspects of your relationship with your father where you need to heal and possibly forgive him for what he couldn't provide for you. If you're ready to embrace your destiny fully, you must transform any critical voices in your mind that told you you can't follow your heart's desire. And that's no coincidence that that other card is open your heart to sacred love. Again, this could be quite triggering, but see that hate that you've got towards him, that's taking up too much energy in your heart and could be blocking the love. So keep that, take that on board. But that's not an overnight thing, but that's something we could talk a bit more about in a session. And also, if you've never read the book, or listened to it on Audible, what was that from again? The Untethered Soul. It's really deep. I've not listened to it for years, but I listened to it in my dark night of soul. And there's a bit in that that I always used to quote when I was doing the Facebook Lives, and I haven't quoted it for ages on here. But there was something about, it's like you've got a puzzle piece, and say you've got 20 pieces, and like, 12 of, that's too much maths. Like, say 10, 10 pieces are like happy memories that you're like, oh, I'm going to keep these 10 puzzle pieces of happy memories. And then like five are like, heartbreak and trauma and, oh, I hate this person. And then like another five are like, I don't know, some other type of memory, anger, what that says something in that book, right? It just stuck with me. It might not be exact, it won't be exactly the same because I've probably changed it a little bit, but I think I did change it to make it my own. But it was something about what bits do you think you should release? So automatically, some people might be like, "Oh, totally release the heartbreak bits as much as you can, and release the anger, and keep the 10 bits that are really happy, like your wedding day, or the birth of a child, or the birth of a child close to you, or something you achieved in your life." But actually, the real answer is let go of all of it. Like the happy memories, integrate it somewhere else into your soul. It's taking up the energy in your heart. Because if it's something from the past, you're blocking another 10 happy memories that could come in, right? I'm actually telling this way better than I've ever told it. So they're just channeling it through me. But I'm just quoting it because, like I said, I can't stand when people like channel something as if it's directly from above, or what I mean. So that's why where I can, I always will give the source, not with the cards. I'm not going to claim that for 1 second, but if somebody's like, oh, I like those cards, what are they called, then I'll look it up and I'll tell you. But I'm not very good at that. Like, some people are really good at that, putting in the there's, that's too difficult to, I've got so many cards and fucking lose the box and everything, but I can find it on Google. But when it comes to something like that, so that is from that book, and then I've adapted it and changed it a bit. But it's kind of like it was something like that, right? And it blew my mind because it was like, oh yeah, you'd think that you'd want to hold on, but it's like integrating it. To me, that's like soul retrieval. Put the memory somewhere else inside you and make space for the happy moments in the now to come through. So that's like if you've got a really happy memory with your twin flame in the past, like I've got tons of fucking really happy memories, fun, just memories, mainly all from, well, yeah, they're all from like my 20s, all basically all in my 20s, up until like, yeah, just where I was trying, or like all my happiest memories are like got him in it. And like every picture when I'm going on a night out, I'm like, oh yeah, I was just wanting to bump into him, or I was heartbroken about not seeing him, or I was excited because I fucking ended up hooking up with him. And it's all fucking, you know what I mean? It was quite every time I'm like, that's what was going on with me. But before it got to that bit, it was just fun. Like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to see such and such. And it's like like um, but let it all go. Oh yeah, and then I'm hearing that. I don't know if you've saw that on some of the shorts, but it's let it all work out. Let it all work out. It's like I think it's a rap song that's got kind of like quite brutal lyrics and some of the other bits, but that's the bit that I like let it all work out. Some people have used it for the shorts, like if you've had quite a hard life and it ends up working out. Like I think the one I'm thinking it was like someone it was their engagement, and it's like she's met the love of her life, and I think actually that's what they just got married the other day. And it was, so there's another sign about union. But it's like I think they'd both been like unhappy and single for a while, and then they've met, and it's like a total dream. And they do look like a really lovely couple. And by the way, how many fucking online couples that are like these couple that I've been following for years? They've all just had their babies on the same fucking day. It looks like there's about five of them. I was like, fucking hell, that full moon brought forward a lot of babies. Um, but full moons and new moons do tend to bring the babies, you know. If they're sort of hanging on there, they're like, the full moon's gonna pull the baby out. Or the new moon, because it's about new beginnings. Um, but but yeah, so all this is gonna be irrelevant, all these things that I'm saying here. But that's basically the point. So they're getting me to use that analogy because give yourself time with that. But that is something that if you were led to me, I would be able to help you with that. And it's, through a shamanic journey, we would go to your guides and ask how to work with that. And if you were open to going, well, asking your dad's higher self to step forward, and because it would really be about you being able to forgive him. And I would just like to see you get to the point where you don't feel the hate towards him because it's too much energy. But I'm not being one of those people that's like, oh, don't say that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't like the word hate though. But I do occasionally say it, just, sometimes we do just say it, but I try not to because I always tell the story about when I was at a nursery and a wee boy overheard me saying it because it was a shitty fucking shithole, and like all the nurseries I worked in basically were, and but the kids were always great, and some of the staff were bitches, but it was like one of the managers was being like really horrible and just treating us all really shit, and I just said something about like, "Oh, I hate this" or something, and this wee boy turned me, and he was like, "Cece, we mustn't say hate," and I was like, my eyes filled up with water, and I was like, "Wow, it's just taken like a 4-year-old to remind me of my own values." And I'm so honest that when it was the little parents' evening, I told his mum, I was like, I felt like ashamed when I was like, because I don't like that word, and she was just kind of like, I'm sure she said something like, "Clary's heard me say it a lot worse." And I was like, yeah, I know, but it was just kind of like, you know, he was just such a pure little. I mean, he won't be. That's so crazy. He'll be like a teenager now, and I know, like, but it was like he was just such a lovely wee boy, and it was like he'll be a wee heartbreaker now, and it was just yeah, it was just I'll never forget that moment. So it's like I always I tell that when it comes up that I'm just like it's too much energy. So don't you waste that beautiful energy on hating anyone. Um, but where did I get to here? There are aspects, did I read that bit? Are you still carrying baggage from the past? There are aspects of your relationship with your father where you need to heal and possibly forgive him for what he couldn't provide for you. If you're ready to embrace your destiny fully, you must transform any critical voices in your mind that told you you can't follow your heart's desires. This card encourages you to review what you took on from your father or father figures when you were younger and ask you to discern what qualities these figures demonstrated that are not serving you. So that could go for both your father figures. So do some journaling around your relationship with your father or father figure. That's like that song, isn't it? That George Michael. I will be your father figure. But it's like I only know that from that episode of what was it again? I feel like it's New Girl or something, but I don't know if it was New Girl or something. I feel like it is New Girl. And it's like when two people are on a date and this like homeless man comes up and starts singing that song and awkwardly dancing at the table. Does anyone know? What what is that again? I think it is New Girl. Um, what did you learn from him when you were younger, a teenager and about to leave home? Did he encourage you and put you down? What negative beliefs are you carrying that are not yours? What positive qualities did you take from your father? Explore what was missing and then find some healthy masculine role models who can offer you these qualities your father couldn't. And I say that with time, but it's often using it is New Girl, isn't it? Who was it that was on the date though? It's not Nick and Jess, is it? Is it Smith and somebody? I think it's Smith and somebody. I don't know, but um but that is funny. That character, that homeless guy turns up in a few different things. It is funny. Um I use that example all the time because I attract so many people that I attract a lot of overwhelming amount of people where it's their mum that has been cruel or just not given what like cold, cruel kind of cold mums. And it's because I work very closely with Mother Mary and everything I do. You'll see at the end of the one last night, Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene actually turned up together. That was for Barbie's message, but it was like they were coming through because they're my main guys that help me do everything. And it was that's why I clipped it for everyone that bit as well. And it was like, but yeah, like I've said already in this or in the one I done earlier, there's loads of people, doesn't matter what age they are, younger or older, that have said that they feel I was their mum in a past life. And I feel it really strongly with some people too. Like I've had really weird experiences with quite a lot of you where I've been feeling it and it's been really overtaking me in the session. And then I don't say it. I wait until the person says something, and then it's like, and we met, and it's weird. Sometimes what you feel really matches up, and it's hard to put into words. Um, and sometimes I think it is just that it's because I'm channeling the Mother Mary energy, but sometimes it is like no, quite literally whatever I was in a past life. But it's kind of weird. It's hard to explain. Um, but yeah, I've always said to anyone, even before I stepped into this work professionally, I've said it to friends around me. Um, I can see what you're saying there. It's like go where the love is. If you didn't have a very loving mother or family in general, go and find some loving women. There are people out there. I'm one of them for fuck's sake. Like I'm a lot of people that tune in here, and probably a lot more than what well, definitely a lot more than what I know. People that won't even have had a session with me will go to me for me to calm their nervous system down, and that is like to me that's success. That's like very humbling and a huge honor if there's even a couple of people, and I know there's a couple of people at least because it's people that I do personal sessions with too. But it's like or even if I just entertain you and keep me because that is really when I'm sitting on here for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and for all these times, especially since 2020, it's keeping a lot of people company, that are alone. Um, and it's kind of funny. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, there's even people that I know, and I'm not just talking about from visions and sensing it, because I know that too when I feel people that know me that are watching that don't let on. Um, which can sometimes be creepy because it's modern spirits, but sometimes it's in a nice way and it's just, awkward or whatever, or just, yeah, people are a bit quieter, or they might think it might put me off if it's, I don't know, but it's kind of like, I was thinking about this, it was like a kind of connection like that, where it was like someone had told someone that I know, they were like, oh yeah, I really like watching Claire, but it was kind of funny because it was like the person said it to someone, well, a family member of mine, and I was like, shit, they're not meant to know, but it's like what I always say about, yeah, my dad totally knows I do this. We just don't talk about it kind of thing. Because they like just yeah, because it would that, it does put you off. If my dad was fucking popping up and chatting away, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? It's like, he used to do that on Facebook and it was fine. Like, he wouldn't do it all the time, but it was, I'd rather if he did want to tune in, it just, I do it on the download, you know what I mean? It just work, it just makes it work. Um, but I found that really lovely to know that it's anonymous, but that person that is a male was finding it really helpful. And so again, if that person does happen, I don't know how much of the stuff they watch, but that really meant a lot to me to know you know, that I might be helping people because again, who knows, we might get put into times like that again. And I'll be like that guy in Glasgow that was singing off his balcony, no letting the police in. You know what I mean? What was he singing again? He was singing an Elvis song. That was so funny. I shared that. It's totally viral, but it was hilarious, the clip, like when he was singing, I'm caught in a trap because I love you too much, babe. And it's like the police are like trying to get into the stair door and he's not. The neighbours are like, go on, Jock. Do you know what I mean? Or, I don't know. I don't know what they were saying. It wasn't a joke, but it was actually funny. Oh dear. Anyway, so yes, so let's now see, because I saw you were saying something. Um right, wait a minute. Wait a minute, who yeah, I read that, but yeah. Um he's a Taurus. Oh well, that's quite interesting. Yeah. First is June 12th, so not sure what he is. Gemini. Is that your dad? He was mentally damaging and still is, so this does resonate. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. Um, I had to ask my mum if it was okay for me to shut the door, the relationship, because I no longer wanted to accept being made to feel less than. Well, good for you, because that sounds like you needed to see how sad is it? This, I say this all the time, and it's good when you actually when people say that feel comfortable to share it in the chat because it's so many people that come to me that are in this. It's not everyone, but it is a lot of people, quite a lot. Um, and it makes people feel less alone because some people might be out there thinking that you're the only one, and sadly you're not. But each and every one of your experiences is valid. And no one's is any worse than anyone else. You shouldn't judge pain. You just don't know what. We've all went through stuff. Um, yeah, he's done a lot of damage in the past and still now, though I don't talk to him. Yeah, I think I need to let go of it all. Yeah. Well, like I said, that's stuff that I would be able to help you with. But you need to be prepared, you or anyone that wants it's emotional, but it's rewarding. And actually, see when you're doing the deep ancestral clearing, that isn't a session. It's like that's how some of my things are in like blocks of four. It's like it needs to be done in stages. It's too much to do all at once. Um, the only time you get the big, massive, really long time is when the first time we talk. The first time we talk, it's your twin flame story, and it's just to get to know me but it's one big massive energy clearing, right? And it's telling me your story, but we can just do it literally through talking, and that's how I clear people's energy. And then if you choose to keep doing the healing with me, which most people do, um, and even the people that don't, it's just because like they've probably done loads of other stuff and it was like they came to me for the last bit of key in the lock or the piece of the puzzle and it's not me doing it, it's just it was like I am that kind of shaman where sometimes I am the last bit that somebody needed to fly. That's what I was saying earlier, like there have been people that they were getting nowhere in their career and then they do a session with me and they're flying. And then I met a woman not that long ago that had been to somebody that I know that works similar like that and it was you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. True shamans should be quite humble. I'm just quite a funny one because I'm an Aries in the house of Virgo. So it might seem like I'm always like, oh yeah, I'm this and that, but it's like I have to like sing my own praises, which is hard for me because like I grew up with the same sort of thing about like, don't be a big head and all that kind of stuff. And it's like I have to fucking push that aside because I'm a Scorpio rising conjunct my Pluto. People already can't find this channel. How the fuck are people going to know that I'm what I'm doing when like what I say to you, I'm reading cards. I'm not just reading cards. It's like what I said, it's like I'm fucking changing people's fucking lives out here. Do you know what I mean? Fucking saving people's lives in some cases. Like for real. It's like so more people need that support. But again, I am very grateful that in the chat, like some people have done that tonight, and but yeah, that's the only workaround that it's like I have to keep churning out the things that people have said. Um, so if I was a Leo rising, I wouldn't have that problem, or like a Sag rising or something. But Scorpio rising, we got that problem. I see other Scorpio risings have the exact same problem. That's I mean, my book one day will be about these things that I notice these. Um, one of my many books. And lots of you have got books in you too. We've already spoke about that a bit. Right, so last night my phone all of a sudden started playing the song that he sent to me and I never listened to the words until last night. Just you hold on there. We're coming into you, Mr. Hotman number 2, after I finish Tini. I would love to get to the point where I just don't care and he's a complete stranger in my life. I can help you get to that point. It's a rap song. Yeah, he was cheating, women basher, and still is now, and he's 63 years old. I'm really sorry to hear that. That's oh, thank you very much, Heather. You didn't need to do that. Um, by the way, thank you guys. You guys are really showing up for me. I feel like people have taken on board what I said about yeah, because it's really weird. I'm not it said I'm not actually getting that money released until October, which I don't know why. I really should be getting it this month, but whatever. It's just yeah, no, I feel like, a couple of more people join the membership and I wouldn't need to worry about like even if people didn't donate, I don't think I'll need to worry about not getting that wee bit of money anyway. But um but I appreciate it. Well, I can't like it when people send a sticker. I don't know why. Suspicious minds. Yep. Sounds. Yeah, again, and then look, that's probably part of your message. It will be. Yep, that sounds really good. Thank you for that, Kurt. You're very welcome. Right, so I did want to read this one too, though, right? So 35, because I feel there's something with that is blocking love. So, and you wanted the exciting hot man cards, didn't you? Um, Open your heart to sacred love. Face some hard truths. Well, I think you maybe just got a little bit of that in the chat. And again, can I just remind everyone, Tani literally just found me when the other week there. So considering I'm a fucking stranger on the internet that's like giving, I think, I feel, I see you and everyone that's able to sort of take, because again, it's not me. I'm delivering the messages from the loved ones in spirit, the ancestors, the guides, and God. But I put my personality into it, and obviously my experiences in that, and it's difficult, because this is shadow work and shadow integration, but you know, it's a skill. So if you've struggled with finding true love, don't despair. There's someone waiting for you. However, you will first need to do some inner work around the painful patterns you observed and took from your family. Wow. This is for lots of people, isn't it? You may have attracted several people in your life who represent a certain version of one or both of your parental figures. Well, I hope not. I hope you've not had any men like that. There are parts of your most sensitive heart that may still be suppressed or hidden. In order to find the kind of love you desire, you need to work with any coldness, trauma, or self-sabotaging tactics that keep others away. Not say a word. This may require you to feel uncomfortable feelings and face some challenging truths, but by being honest with yourself, you can keep parts of you that got shut down and to revive and grow. It's kind of like, right, like that. What just popped into my head, so this is going to be relevant. It's like, all you see most of the time on here, unless I'm just reliving when I was like talking about when I could like game face it and be like, I'm not giving a five. I don't really care what he's doing because he's not my boyfriend. But and then I'd really be like, do you know what I mean? Like, unless I'm going back to that past self, all you see is like me just overwhelming unconditional love and understanding and forgiveness and all that. But it doesn't mean I don't get fucking pissed off energetically at my twin flame and literally when I hear things over the years that are like, oh great, yeah, that's great, yeah. And occasionally, other things that maybe if he's maybe said something about me, but anyway, not too many of those times, but there have been a few. And I'm sure there's more than one I know of, but anyway, we'll throw unconditional love at that. But um like, there's loads of times in my life, like when it's like, occasionally some of the times when he said nice things to me and I've just completely batted it away. Like I wouldn't have even, oh my God, cruel to be kind just came on. But you know what I mean? Like, I would be like very much, it's like I was the guy. I'd be like, what are you saying that to me for? You know what I mean? We're already going home. Like, you're already coming back to me. Why are you trying to be nice to me? That's fucked up. But that's because the person that I had went out with right before meeting him was not very nice to me majority of the time, to be honest. I hate fuck. And we'll just sort of leave it at that. But like I would say, that's not very nice to my twin flame that I was just spending time with, casually because like I'm gathering from knowing what we are, that might have, who knows, I might have taken him a lot to say whatever. And it would have been really massive things. It would just been little things here and there. And then I'm like, what the fuck you saying that for? Do you know what I mean? Like, um, but I know why I was like that, you know what I mean? And I was trying to protect my heart because I'm like, right, I really fucking like this guy. I really fancy this guy. I want to keep him forever. Well, I wasn't, we didn't have been like that at first, but it did get to that point. And then it was like, yeah, and then we parted ways. But it's kind of like, even before I got to that, like I said, I'd always just really liked him, and it's the only way I can describe it is like when I go back to how I felt, it was just really annoying. Like I just hated hearing anything about like him hooking up with other people, and it's like people would just always tell. I can now look back at it all, and all the people that done that, just absolute fucking shit stirrers. Do you know what I mean? Like I was never asking what he was up to, and so many people would come and tell me. I'm like, why are you telling me? It's none of my business. Like, and I'm not gonna think he's like some big horrible guy. He's not my boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? But there was loads of people that done that really tried to get me to hate him, and it never worked. because I knew that that's why I have never been his girlfriend. I mean, there'll be other reasons too, but I don't think that he was. I think he knew he would have, I just don't think he would have put himself in the position where he was going to hurt me. And I get it. I do get it. Right. Anyway, there are parts of your most sensitive heart that may still be suppressed or hidden. I read that bit, didn't I? In order to find the kind of love you desire, you need to work out any coat. Yeah, I read that bit too. This may require you to feel uncomfortable feelings and face some challenging truths, but by being honest with yourself, you can help parts of you that got shut down revive. I read that bit too. You will learn to listen to the guidance and wisdom of your heart, which will direct towards a person who will stir your heart and show you genuine, warm, sincere, sacred love. This is not an idealized love, but true love, where there's openness and opportunity to grow. If you already have this type of love, then cherish it and make more time to nourish it. If not, then know that it is coming. And I feel it's when you remove the hatred towards your dad, which isn't an overnight job, but it'll create more space for that to come in your life. In your journal, make one list of the qualities you want in a partner and another list of what your this will be interesting when we get to those other cards, are your total deal breakers. Next to each quality, write down whether or not you have the trait you're looking for. If you do, put a tick there. And if you don't, then underline it and write down what you're willing to do to develop that aspect of yourself. Also, write down your challenging aspects that a person you would love to be with would have to work with. Then reflect on the kind of person you need who could enhance those positive qualities and help you with your challenging ones. Oh, and that's like when I was saying in either this one or the one before. Was it not in this one? That, oh God, remind me, I do need to get back to the collective at some point. But it's all part of it. All these messages, I can see how they fit with the collective message. Um, Talk to each other. Gemini third house is about talking. Talk about your insecurities, your fears, and your desires, and you'll work it all out. It's not like one person's got all these big fucking insecurities, and another person's like, yeah, I'm fucking amazing. I've got nothing, got no problems whatsoever. No, that is not realistic. Even with people that have done a lot of healing in that, like I've got loads of shit, believe me. Um, if you already have a person like that in your life, what can you do to appreciate and support them? But as most people go, I am in an inner union, been in inner union a long time, felt the spiritual marriage between me and my twin flame for years and years and years and years and years, which is difficult because I've been so connected to him for so long. You feel everything. Um, and yeah. Right, okay, so why did I pick up these? We'll just go with so but all that stuff that's come up is going to be relevant to your stuff. So I've heard the stuff he's put out. I think it's cleared some stuff up for me. Time to move on for me. Right, I don't know what you're talking about. Is that... I'm getting confused here. Yeah, I'm all the way in Australia. Sorry, that's fine. I have a partner of 4 years. I have attracted this exact same men as biological father in the past, but I felt you were going to say that. But this partner's good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I totally get you because I do that too. It was unspoken words. Yeah, I will definitely try the journal thing. Right, okay. So did you want me to use, so if you're with someone, are you wanting me to use those cards? Are you wanting to know, do you live with them or are you just gonna, what's the deal there? Did you want me, because I felt like you wanted me to use those cards. Abundance is your birthright. So whether that has got to do with literal money or which has come up in the Taurus, I get confused with Taurus and Gemini because I've done them the same night. But yeah, there was definitely stuff came up about money somewhere. I think it might have been the Taurus one because that is money. Um, but it's, yeah, whatever abundance is to you. So it could be about if you're already in a loving partnership, like you can whatever you want just came on status quo. Whatever you want. Like, I mean, you can have whatever you want, whatever abundance is to you. That's hilarious. Pride and environment. So I wonder, is there someone around you in your environment that's going through an ego death? Like, is your partner maybe going through a spiritual awakening or something, or has he already been through one? I live with him. Nah, don't use him now. He's oh my God, is he listening to me? Are you going through an ego death, partner? Like, no, I'm fucking not. It doesn't need to be him, but it's like, someone's going through an ego death in your environment. To be fair, maybe it's your dad, because that card was talking about, and you might be like, I couldn't give a fuck, but you know what I mean? It's, uh, or your stepfather, whatever it is. Unless they're in spirit, of course. I mean, no, you didn't say they were in spirit, so self-love, self-discipline, yeah, stuff that's come up. That's quite funny. Yeah, I'll not do it if he's there. I've done that before though, when people, you know what I mean? It's quite funny. Imagine someone's like, "That's not how I feel." That would be funny. I feel like, don't shoot the messenger. He needs to get an awakening. Right. Well, I think it's coming then. If he's no went through it, I think it's coming. So there's your wee warning there. Right. Okay. Let's move on then to um Heather. Yeah, I don't have self-love. Well, again, another thing I can help you with. Because I can feel your beautiful soul. Um, so take the love of the spirit world and your guides and stuff there. So, and again, thank you for joining the membership. It's exciting that our little soul family is growing there. And like I said, I will try it again there. I don't know to be honest. It depends how tired I feel. I mean, I only go in for the prayer circles for a short period of time. Unless, I might hang around chatting a wee bit more some of the times. But I think I might leave that until Monday, just energy wise. But yeah, I'll pop up if I pop up. But Heather, do you want a mermaid card or an ancestral healing card? And oh my God, don't let me go, guys, because I was actually feeling I've just got to do that and I go, but I've got to do the rest of them. Imagine I was like, right, night, bye. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will make a booking when I get back home and I'm settled. I have to go now. So much love, and I'm glad I've joined. Yeah, thank you again. Love that, and I love it because again, look, you're being a good example of people. Like Tani has literally not found me very long, like the other week there. So I'm hugely honoured that you felt guided. But that's a good example of soul family. Um, and there's loads of little other lovely people. This is our channel, so that you'll be able to connect with. So. Um, Yes, have a lovely rest of the night, you and your man there. And Heather, what cards would you like? The Bush City Limits. The Bush City. Oh God, Ike and Tina Turner. Notice the synchronicity of what you were saying about your dad, and if you've seen that film. God, I feel like you were speaking JPTA. Huh? What the fuck is that? Heather, could you please answer me? Do you want the ancestral cards or do you want the mermaids? Also, oh right, you're saying I don't care. I feel like you were speaking. What is JPTA? What are you saying I don't care about? Are you saying you don't mind what ones I choose? I think the ancestral ones again, I think oh, my nose is really itchy. I think the ancestral ones. I think we're gonna go in hard with that. I want to see if there's any repeat cards that come out. Also, I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember where I left off with the collective. We'll figure it out. Right. I could put the microphone back in. Will we put the microphone back in? Where the fuck is the microphone? There's not Bush City limits. Not Bush City. That's a fun one to dance to, isn't it? Oh, you're actually okay, you're going with the mermaid. That's fine. We'll go with the mermaids. Um, right, so you're going to be able to not hear me for a minute. It's 111, new beginnings. It's my friend's birthday, I've just noticed that. A minute. Can you hear me? I think what you were saying was towards me. But Heather, you think that about everything. There's fucking most people think that. They always think it's them and it's like 10 other folk. I hope you can take my banter with that. But it's true. Um and it's sometimes people think that I know that and I'm like, I don't like, don't know who's resonating. But it's good that you tell me, so it's a minute. Let's see. Right. There we go, it went a bit dark. Can people hear me? I want to kind of speed this up a bit, guys, because it's like I'm not going to be able to watch Celebs Go Dating again. New beginnings feels about right. Right, okay, so yes, you can hear me. Right. Okay, so mermaids. So what have we got? And if Mr. Hotman wants to flood in, he will, but we're not going to force it. I'm sure he will though. Oh, mermaid, I messed up. Mermaid, I messed up. What did you mess up? Right, so what have we got for Heather? Endurance. Wait a minute. Endurance, keep going. Heather, wow. Look, I'm prepared to be wrong here, right? Because, like I say all the time, I'm not an Aries that can't admit when I'm wrong. I could admit when I'm wrong. But I'm sure that was the exact card I pulled for you the other night. So when was that? Not last night, but I'm so fucking confused. Was it last night or I don't think it was last night. It was I pulled that. In fact, it might have been last night. And but you've not seen it yet, have you? But can anyone else remember? I've read that card for you before. It was you. That's weird. So we're going to read it again because that's what came out. You need to hear it twice. Weird. So this is going to be for a lot more people than just Taylor as well. So how strange, eh? Out of all those cards, what are the chances of that? Keep going, endurance. When a long journey begins, or when a quest is undertaken, be it a pilgrimage or an ambition or a desire, a dream that you wish to create in this earth world, you live within, human one. There is the excitement of the new beginning. The unknown still lies before you, and it is a thrill every moment to take another step forward. It's spot on everything that I'm going through. All right, well, wait a minute, where did I get through here? The unknown still lies before you, and it's a thrill every moment to take another step forward. But at some stage, just as we tire, you tire too. The terrain can become unfamiliar, issues arise, challenges greet you, and at this point, too many of you feel that this must not be for you. Throat chakra, that's kind of weird. That's really weird. Is this you trying to come through? Could you stop doing that if that's you? I'm not Whoopi Goldberg here. Don't be doing creeping them out shit. I think this is either you can't talk about something or anyway. Um Also, like I'm gonna have to read this. I'm gonna have to. I feel like I'm really feeling I'm gonna pee myself. I really need to run and leave you talking for a minute. Um, I'll mute the mic or I'll take the mic off because that's maybe a bit too much. Imagine that. I remember watching something, a clip where somebody did go for a pee and they hadn't turned it. Like it was, I think it was a sketch, comedy sketch or something. People must do that. Um, Or that's when you'd find out people's shadows. Imagine someone was like, "Oh yeah, hi," and giving it all polite and jolly, and then they forget and they're like, go through and talk. They're all a fucking bunch of arseholes, man. I can't even bother doing that. Oh, sorry, I fell out of character. That's going to happen. Or it's like I've definitely what is that? That's on a program once where it was like I'm sure it was like people started having sex or something. Like they were on a work Zoom and they thought the camera was off, and then this stuff must happen all the time. It definitely happened. I think it must have been clips from in the lockdown. Too funny. Um, so the terrain can become unfamiliar, issues arise, challenges greet you, and at this point, too many of you feel that this must not be for you. For you have told yourself that this is truly meant to be. It'll be simple, it'll flow, it'll be well easy. We're here to share that for all creatures in both the seen and unseen worlds, there are parts of the great journey that require our stamina, our courage, and our endurance, our ability to commit and stay the task and dream and promise until we've made it. Do not enter into agreements lightly. Enter into them, if at all, wholeheartedly. Oh my god, do you know what? Right, this is quite a weird analogy, but I see where they're going. Remember how I just said that bit about like I'm certain that that is that besides all the other reasons of just not being ready for a serious relationship and all that kind of stuff at the time when we were kind of hanging out and stuff, it's do not enter into agreements lightly, enter into them if at all wholeheartedly. That's how I feel my twin flame's been about me. Like I feel he's just kind of known that it made him feel uncomfortable, More, well, it obviously does still make him feel uncomfortable. But this can be about any in your life. But I do just think that's kind of picking up on how the masculine can feel. But I've explained before that me and him have got loads of astrological twin flame placements, and particularly the Saturn one, my Saturn and his Venus. It's like I'm fucking. It's time to come back from the party. You've been partying too long. You've got to like get on with stuff. But it's something like that at all. I'd be like, fucking, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to fucking stay away until he's at a fucking party and don't invite me. Hang on. Again, two not back in. I didn't invite him to mine either. It would have just been awkward. Not that I didn't have a 40th, that was my 30th. But I did tell him though. I did send him a really awkward message saying, look, that was really difficult for me to not invite you, but it would have been awkward. And then he sent back a funny message that was very him, and I got it. But do not enter into agreements lightly, enter into them, if at all, wholeheartedly, and be prepared to develop your strength and tenacity, your courage and your honour along the way. Without what you describe as a challenge, there will be no growth. If you work through and into it with challenges, you will emerge stronger and more able to realise your dream. Right, sorry, I've just realised something. We're on Heather's card, and this is definitely your best friend, twin flame, basically making me say that about mine, because it's the same thing. He couldn't bring himself to hurt you in the way that he, accidentally broke other people's hearts through his own wounding. You know what I mean? Flee at the first sign of difficulty, and you will be what we call a shore hugger, one who never goes deep, who only goes to the places they know. There may be nothing wrong with this, but if this card was to come to you, you have sent out the request to the great ocean mother to go on this great journey to take on a mission. And the time has come for you to build up your endurance, commit, practice, train. We do, although most often you will only hear the tales of our beauty and vanity. How else do we live so well with the great power of the ocean? The answer for us and for you is that we develop our power and we endure when others would give in or turn away. We are stronger than that, and so are you. Like these mermaids, you're reaching an important stage of your journey, and it's essential that you continue. There will be times when you feel you've had enough and you wish you to suddenly stop, move into sink rather than to swim. But the mermaids are here to ask you to continue to swim, tired though you may be, full of doubt though you may be. The second part of your strength is ready in itself, and it'll come through just at the point you're ready to give up. Keep going. That's for all the masculine right now. You're strong and you will go so much further than you currently believe you can. This is not the time to run back or to allow the waters to take you. This is the time to continue the journey you committed to, because you're being tested and you can pass this test, Saturn retrograde, but you must keep going. Eyes forward, intention focused, purpose clear, recommit and keep going. Remember and that is what Saturn retrograde is about. It's time to recommit, go inwards and really ask yourself, what do I want to commit to? What am I serious about? And do you know what? I don't know how that song goes, but the song's called See My Baby Jive. And I think that is his sort of funny sense of humour, is saying like he's going to be helping you move forward with whatever it is you need to move forward with as a friend. They pulled me up to the word friend. Friends with lots of feelings for each other. But yeah, look, it's time for action. And I pulled that in the membership earlier as well. I think that was in the second level, but maybe in the first level. And then look, he's just saying, I can't stand not talking to you. But he talks to you all the time in the way that he can. So, oh, wait a minute. Let's go. Yeah, the spot on everything I'm going through. He's strong the past few days. Yeah. On the JPT, I messed up. Why am I not understanding what I'm terrible with abbreviations? I don't. Are you like writing different letters because you can't write what I'm not getting that? Maybe spell it out phonetically if it's something you think you can't, but I don't know what that. I'm lost. Monday, yes, it was a lot of the number. Yeah, Monday. A lot of the numbers you said this week are exact dates. The call I had yesterday was an assessment for DT therapy. All right. You took a break with our session and came back and recognised that I had a Whitney Houston. Oh my God. And I've been singing Whitney Houston, like, I sang Whitney Houston tonight. Because I'm the queen of the night, queen of the night. um, he's giving heaven some hell. What the fuck is this, by the way? And also, look, that gives another spin. Now, that's not, listen, that's too close to bone. That's not my sense of humour. That's him coming in. And I know that you know that, but I'm just explaining for other people. Ghostbusters. He's like, he's gonna help you. Being a Ghostbuster, fucking hell. His sense of humour is really funny. Uh, it's quite close to the bone. Um, but that's fine. I like that sense of humour. That's mine too. Um, right. My sense of humour is so close to the bone. I hold back on some jokes on here. Even that year, people are thinking, really? You hold back? 1, 2, 3, fuck it, let's go. I've cried over you. Yeah, so again, now obviously in the spirit world, it's a little bit different because, they're having the life of Riley. They've not got the problems that we've got. But he's just acknowledging that, that when he was alive, he did have those strong feelings for you. It's just like what I've said to you before. It's he had too much of his own stuff to sadly be able to get over it. Yeah. Okay, so I want to pull one of these for you now too, because it's a bit boring that you got. I mean, it's amazing that you got the same card, but it's a bit boring as well. So I'm gonna and the song "What a Fool Believes" has just come on. Right. Don't know how long you'll be on for, but I need to go for a little workout to clean my head. You need to go for a workout at 1:30 in the morning, Beck. What kind of workout you do? um, but yes, go ahead because I'm not. I mean, realistically, I'm probably going to be here another half an hour, but I'm going to have to pee after I do this card because I really do need to pee. Um, Number 30, so the age of 30 could have been significant. Oh my God. If that guy looked like him again, I would have been fucking, but it doesn't look like him this time. But that is kind of gobsmacking. If there is any doubt about who he was to you, is in the spirit world, this dispels it. But I know that, I know the way that I've channeled him in the personal session and the way that time on the, there's a bit for people that might be interested, because like seriously, like I'll never forget that the channeling I done, it was quite long as well. It was, I don't know if it was like 2 hours or something like that, and it was Heather's twin flame that helped me channel the majority of that. And it was really hardcore because it was about people that basically go down the wrong path with addictions and karmic Ho ho ho's, because he's made me say that in this case, like Jezebel's of the worst kind. Um, and basically like just a warning, because he's pulling me the word fragile, like a warning, yeah, he was helping, he was given wisdom through me. And also there was people in the spirit world that I know that have not necessarily passed that way, but there are some that I know that are, quite very kind of similar kind of mistakes and stuff. That basically there was quite a few guys like that coming forward to give their wisdom, and it was quite powerful. Yeah, like the Ghostbusters players team. Do you know what I mean? The good looking fuckers that made a few mistakes and picked a few wrongins, and but sadly, it's no funny because they're saying it from the other side. Um, yeah. So again, I'll share that in the comments after I finish. Not once I get the at some point I'll put it and I'll edit it and I'll put the in the comments that video because it was. I think I was wearing a black top. This is what my memory's like. I think I was wearing a black top there. I don't know. I might not have been, but I know which one it was. But anyway, the card I have pulled for you: reconnect with your divine masculine. Now, again, remember it gets a bit complicated with everyone round here, right? Because Heather's no different from anyone else. When I spoke to, tragedy, BG's has just come on. What's 30? 30's on the card. So 30 was a significant age for you or him or for something, or for the 30th of September, maybe. Um, Tragedy, Bee Gees. I don't need to go any further with that. It was a tragedy how he died. And it's a tragedy that, you weren't meant to be any more than what you had with him while he was alive. But it's beautiful that you can continue to have a close connection in this way. And there are a few people that watch me that it is that case. Um, but if we could prevent a few more things like that, that would be good. Um, but yeah, the whole reconnect the divine masculine. What I'm basically saying is you appear as the divine masculine to me 1-to-1, and even on here like everyone else. But in that scenario, like it was very much like he is your divine masculine, your divine, because it's like of the love that you had for each other. Fuck around and find out, yeah. Sadly. But yeah, that's really nuts to me. Yeah. So this is Heather's card, and I'm going to read it, but this is also for a lot of other people. Like it's time to reconnect. Some people, it's quite literal. It's time to reconnect with your divine masculine, or you're the divine masculine out there that needs to reconnect with your divine feminine. So, and remember, the divine masculine in you can just be like, you need to set healthy boundaries. You need to make decisions. You need to not procrastinate anymore. You need to tell people where to go in some cases. Right. But yeah, can't stress that enough to people that don't realise that. I'm channeling Heather's twin flame and we get reconnect with the divine masculine. It's got a really different meaning to it because we're reconnecting two twin flames with each other. Although you feel them all the time, it's confirmation. It's quite wow. Embrace your adventurous spirit. You have felt hurt by certain men in your life who you were close to, which can cause you to resent and harbour a negative perspective towards the masculine. If you're struggling to embrace your adventurous, structured, goal oriented self, it's time to meet your divine masculine, an aspect that can offer you wisdom, valour, and chivalry, and can guide you towards clarity and perseverance. If you're in search of a masculine partner, it can draw someone special in your life, a person who will offer the qualities that make your heart sing. On the other hand, if you feel as though you are trying to make things happen in the outside world but keep meeting resistance, working with this archetype can offer you fresh perspectives and reveal the steps you need to take. You're also likely to attract the help you need to make your dreams come true. You make my dreams come true. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hollow notes. Your divine masculine can play the role of a father figure. Oh, now I'm going to watch something like I will be your father figure. You may have yearned for but never had. Though the influence of this archetype, you may be able to champion your inner child and reparent your younger self, which it sounds like from the bits and bobs you said, you were resonating with some of the other ones. Thus offering yourself the support and encouragement you desired from your father. So there's another thing about, so look at, this is 2 cards about father healing, do you know what I mean? Pers Fertes is what fentanyl is in. Right, now that's something that's going to mean something to you. I don't really know. Yeah, you'd be able to, you know, work out what that means. Connect with the right side of your body, which represent your masculine side. If you could imagine, again, and that goes, you know, that's with in different traditions, it's just different things because I get confused about it all the time. But yeah, typically I think it is the left is the feminine, the right's the masculine. But connect with the right side of your body, which represents your masculine side. If you could imagine your masculine archetype, would this part of you look healthy or unhealthy? If it's unhealthy, explore what you believe about making things happen outside your world, as well as what you feel about men you've been close with. If your beliefs are limiting, this is an opportunity to release them. By connecting with your divine masculine archetype, you might be able to tap into the source of masculine wisdom that will assist you to change your perspectives, heal your relationships, and move forward. But again, that's about he is helping you to do that, to be happier, and to obviously, quite clearly, with that card coming out twice in a row, to keep going through challenging times, which is why that's for all the masculines that feel that way. Because look how many cards. What are the chances of that? That's what I mean. That's what I always do. My guides do that. They make me the same cards come out for the same people, or for people that are all in the masculine energy. The same card comes out for different people, because we're all connected. If you found yourself here, there's probably something you needed to hear. Don't know how long. All right, home workout. All right, okay. I've been feeling well. Good luck with that. Have fun. I've been feeling the energy very strong. Oh yeah, I read that bit. I had felt like he wasn't around me for months, for a few months. Well, he's strong around you right now. Right, okay. So take his love. I think maybe I could just power through. I think I'm just going to power through the rest. Release, yeah. So, you know, there is something there about releasing some limit and beliefs. Stand still. It's not time. Look, I don't know what this is about, but hopefully you do. It's time for action. It's not a time for standing still. It's a time for action. So that goes for all the masculines. It's not a time for standing still. It's time to release the past and move forward. It's time to take action. Love it. Right. And it's not always the message. For long times periods of time, it was Mamma Mia's on too, so it could be stuff to do with mother healing. It was like, you know, stay still, heal. It's none of that's coming through it. It's time for a lot of people to move forward. Um, right, okay, let's get back to the collective. I don't know where the fuck we left it, but but I'm gonna like hurry through it. So take the love of your man friend there. Um I don't does anyone remember where we left it? I don't even know if I'd done the present cards. Did I do the oh fuck, I really can't remember, guys. Yeah, 30 was on the card, yeah. But what I'm saying is I don't know what that is that you're saying. But that's what's but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I don't know. What's important is you know you've connected it to something. Um oh fuck, I really don't know. I might need to just quickly do that. I don't know if I've already done it, but we're doing it again. So in the present, we're getting back to the collective now. So cutting off from that, take your man's love and right. So what have we got? In the North Node, what does the masculine want to say to get out their comfort zone? It might actually follow on from that. You're very intimidating. Yeah, that's come through. I've said that in the one earlier, and I can see, you know what I mean? It's like if you are a divine feminine and your strength, it is very intimidating. But the right, well, not just that, it's not the right, basically, it's the right person. Yeah, your twin flame is the right person. They will be guided to rise to meet your frequency, and they will feel not as intimidated. It's unlikely. Like someone's going to still be feeling a bit hesitant. It really just depends on how long it's been and what's went on. But you know, and it came out again just to stress that I want to come back home to you. You're where I belong, but you are very intimidating, and I keep seeing signs you everywhere I go. That's come out again, and I need you back in my life. So someone's going to push through the fears because the desire is too strong. But I know I hurt you. I never intended to. It was my own wounding. So I'm channeling. You see how it's like I've just went from channeling Heather's Twinflame to now channeling a collective of masculines, and I feel he's helped me do that for all the other masculines. It's you know, it was that's the case for a lot of people. What karmic lessons are they learning and what needs to be released? This will be funny if karmic lesson actually comes out. So I'm going to rush through these because I need a pee, and it's like, you know, we can just, it's been a long time. I feel everyone's personal messages are basically what needed to be heard. Um, and again, if you want me to use any of these newer decks that I've got or any of the ones, you can say it. Sorry, I'm a ladies on. That's funny. Maybe that's when you're not putting up with the shit and the disrespect and stuff. You might have been able to get away with that with him, but you're not getting away with that with me. But it doesn't mean I don't want to hear from you again. Just come back again and do better. Be more respectful. Um, you don't need to be perfect. You just to be fucking cheeky. Channeling that for people too. Because I'm a lady. That's a comedy sketch here. What's a karmic lesson that's been learned by the feminine or what you've already worked through? I think I might have already done this, but I really just getting a bit confused. Yes, everything's affecting me and it's taking a toll on my health and my mind. Well, keeping you in my prayers as always, and I'll keep that on board when I'm praying for you each day. Spirituality. So divine feminine, look, 7, that chat from earlier. Keep focusing on your own spiritual path. I don't like the word spiritual because it's different people, but keep focusing on your own spiritual path. Massive crown chakra activations. Never judge another. That's been coming through a lot. Yeah, don't be quick to make snap judgments about what's delaying this person, because a lot of it might surprise you, and it could, going by what's come through, it could be a lot of childhood wounding, because again, we've all got it somewhere, and just for whatever addictions, and yeah, some of it is that people are still with other people, and but even that is like, some people have not got the courage to leave their comfort zone. But yeah, appreciate your talents. So if you've got a talent out there, divine feminine, masculine, and masculine's feminine side, which we all have, we've, you know, and like I said, math saying is like, you know, my gift is help you find yours. So if you don't think you've got a talent, I'll help you find it, basically. But you have got a talent. So masculine. Don't relinquish your power. Yeah, stop giving your power away to people. Stop allowing karmic energies to have power over you. Self-discipline. Like, have self-discipline with the karmic people that come a knocking because they like what they see. Do they appreciate the rest of you? You might not have cared at one point, and you might have wanted to roll around with a ho 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 or a player from the Himalayas or whatever, but that's not who you are now, and you love yourself more, and you want somebody that wants all of you. Physical activity. These are karmic lessons that people are releasing. Physical activity, having the courage to say no, the self-discipline. I don't want that. I want physical activity with someone I actually love. And now Greece has just come on. I see my problems and I see the light. Wait a minute, I've actually, this is really interesting. I've literally never, where's the remote? Never seen the video for this. That's really interesting to me. How loud is that? It's so weird. Crying shame, why don't they understand? It's just a crying shame. And actually, that song's really deep. I can't. What was the line in it again? That's like, I can't remember that. Oh, I can't remember it now. But there is a line in it that's like, "This place is emotion, and Greece is the way we are feeling. This is a life of emotion, wrapped up in trouble. What are we doing here?" You know, so there's something in that it's like, you know, the deeper bit, you know, those lyrics. So whatever that might mean to someone. But anyway, yeah, that's funny. I just never had seen that because it's always just this, you know, the song at the start of Grease and the end, isn't it? It's definitely no, it's at the start. Maybe I do like 70s music then, because that is. it's a massive 70s party. Thoughts create your reality. Yeah. So again, divine masculine, thoughts create your reality. What are you thinking about yourself? And look, there's one of you just saying that it's affecting, it's affecting you and taking its toll on your health, So bear in mind, Heather, especially um because you're in the membership as well, if you do feel like you really need some support, but you need a bit of time to like pay a session up or something, I can do that, you know what I mean? If I know people a bit better, but yeah, I'm just sort of saying if that would, you can email and I can tell you how that would work. If you need that um happy ending. So basically, can you allow yourself to be happy, divine masculine? That's the karmic lessons. Can you release the pain of the past and allow your thoughts to create your reality and create a vision of a happy ending? As Heather's saying, I'm trying not to let others disturb my peace. Well, I'll keep you in my prayers with that too, and anyone else that's in that place. Let go of ego. That's a big one. So that's something we all have to face before an ego death. It's not easy. Again, I've said it before, you know, I come up against big egos all the time in sessions, online, offline, and I can handle it. Doesn't mean it's fucking annoying when you come up against shit like that, but it doesn't really faze me. Um, but it's the interactions I would have, like, before I went through an ego death, I would have let people rile me up a bit more, but like it's just once you've went through that yourself, you're like, whatever, do you know what I mean? But without a lot of the attitude, you'll just step back from it. You don't want to get involved. I said this the other day as well. If somebody's being weird with you or competitive or just giving weird vibes, when you've went through that, you're like, I am completely removing myself from this situation. Like it depends what is it like. If it's people that isn't related to do with love in that, absolutely, like even more so, you're like, I don't need to fucking be around this offline or online, no thanks, bye. um and when you do the kind of work that I do get people projecting stuff on me all the time, like that it brings up a lot of their own insecurity, because I am very confident, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I fought to be this confident. I say that all the time, it's because it's fucking true. Like nobody has any idea the kind of stuff that I've moved through to be this confident. And I've still got things that, there'll be bits in life where I'm not. Like I don't make any secret of that. I've said before, there's times when I'm in public and stuff that I'm fucking crapping myself like a little girl. You know, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel as comfortable as what I'm used to, and it's obviously because I was numbing out how uncomfortable I felt. But I'm lucky that I've got earth angels that, it's very rare that I'd be standing alone in a big crowd myself anyway. But obviously there are times when, one of the times I've said is when I visit my best friend and I get on a train to go and see her, when I'm coming back from there, when it's usually late at night, unless occasionally I'll stay, but most of the time I come back at night, and I hate it. And I never, look, I used the word hate, and I never used to be like that. And I'm like, I don't know how I used to sort of do that before, and it didn't overwhelm me like that, but now it does. And so do you know what I mean? I'm vulnerable in ways that other people won't be. But then it's like I can handle big emotions for myself and help other people with stuff like that. That so we've all got our stuff. So don't assume that I'm sitting here not got my own stuff. I've just got unconditional love for myself. I can hold space for other people to move through stuff. But yeah, I fought to become who I am today. So, you know, am I intimidating, or are people intimidated by me because of what it's highlighting another? You know what I mean? You've got to sort of work on that, because, I can't help it. It's like I've got intense energy. I've got, again, when you know your astrology, Scorpio rising alone is intimidating. But when Pluto's there too, and I can feel people's hidden everything, I get it. But I don't abuse that power. I'm kind about it and I tap in, but I don't appreciate it when people come at me with weird energy. which doesn't happen. It's not here, by the way, because if it was, I would nip it in the bud. But well, it has happened over the years. Like if people try to be like, it will happen again. It's I'll be tested again, but please don't do it anytime soon because I can't be fucking arsed with it. But it's yeah. I think it's a good place to go into shadow work now. Right, so oh, I know what that means too. Yeah, you kind of referenced in the Aries yesterday. My birthday is the first, and I've been thinking about booking a session. Well, there you go. Yes, it would be time to treat yourself. You say things I need to be told. Yeah, but again, that's like what I said yesterday. It's because I'm clearly the divine channel that your guides have picked and your twin flames picked to deliver it. But it's going to pack quite a punch for you because I'm an Aries and you're a Libra. That kind of opposite. You do need my energy to balance you out. You know what I mean? And you've got beautiful, lovely Libra kind energy, you know, that can simmer me down if I'm getting a bit heated. But that's not heat anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's do you know what I'm saying? It's like what I'm like with my best friend who's a Libra moon. But I can do that to myself because I've got Libra in the 12th house, so but I've got very that strong energy as well. Right. What have we got? The shadow work. There's something I'm hiding from you. Feelings? Other stuff for some people. I wish I could fix things between us. This is on actually the feminine side, right? So this is the masculine feelings too. But look, these cards are called Silent Heart, Love Oracle. So it's like that what this means is it's like there's things that the masculine doesn't know about the feminine. Like there's gaps of knowledge that they've got or that you've got that you'll find out when you go to talk to your divine feminine. But that doesn't feel like anything sinister. But that's where it's like, both people can make that mean more. But again, same for that's the divine masculine's feelings. There's something I'm hiding from you. And I wish I could fix things between us. And for some divine masculines, that could be, that could be big things. But it might just be their feelings. It'll be different for different people. What have we got for the masculine? Will you give me a second chance when you find out all of it? That came out earlier too. That came out for the videos for the next few days. It came out somewhere. Either it came out earlier or it came out in those videos I filmed. Destiny's taking us down different paths, but it was in reverse. So again, separation coming to an end, union. And this was about 1,000,000 years ago, but that's how this started. That's how both started. I wish I could take it back. So yeah, there's something I'm hiding from you. I wish I could take it back and will you give me a second chance? This person could have acted out of ego, because that card about ego, and done something, self-sabotagey, not the best. Unhealthy attachment with someone that's oh my god, they could still be fucking hell. Look at this. So divine counterpart, reverse unhealthy attachment. This person in a place of ego and denial could, or you, some people that are watching this, could have convinced themselves that this other person was right for them, but now they've woke up that's an unhealthy attachment. That's definitely come out in the shorts. I can tell you that for nothing for the next few days. There's someone keeping me from you, and that's why they're unhealthy, because they're like controlling them, holding them back, telling them what to do. This isn't everyone, but this is if for whoever this is someone's path. And can you see how that fits with the cards coming out about unhealthy family figures? If you'd had a controlling mum or dad, it would make sense that you'd get involved with somebody that's like keeping you from where you want to be. An unhealthy attachment. I wish I could give you more, but there's obstacles. And you're the first person to make me feel this way because you're my twin flame. And I'm accepting that now, but when I wasn't, I really fudged up. And I miss you. And that's how I fucked up, because I miss you, and no one's ever made me feel this way, and it's only gotten stronger. And I love you. Oh my God. I miss you. I love you. That's where a lot of divine masculines are at right now. I miss you. I love you. I wish I hadn't acted the way that I did. I wish I hadn't said what I said. I wish I hadn't got involved with these people. And I'm faced with constant reminders of it. How much has that come through tonight? But I mean, yeah, I miss you. I love you. Like I would say, if you're stuck with what to say, just come in with that, but mean it. Unhealthy attachments, that's rough. It's my boyfriend's sibling that is for me. I'm in a different room than her, and she gives me severe anxiety. I can be intimidating once and pissed off, then I can go below the belt. I know I'm a lovely Libra. Also, there's one of them an Aries person. Because if you're coming from the Aries, the shadow, you can be toxic because it would be angry and like, I'm always right and lots of ego because it's the first house. Like, if you are a man that's an Aries out there, don't be offended. But I have met quite a few Aries men that are like that. And it makes sense to me because, you know, well, Aries is masculine energy. So Aries in a man, you'd have to be you'd have to go through quite a big brutal ego death. I think as an Aries anyway, you have to go through a brutal ego death because that's what I had to go through. And that's what any other Aries I've had to help has had to go through. Um, because Aries is the first house of ego personality, in my opinion. It would be the fifth house of Leo too, I would say. But you can't have a big personality without having a big ego. But when you've went through an ego death, it's going to not be the same as what it was before. Like I've said that before as well. Like before, I wouldn't be able to let things go as like, do you know what I mean? If I knew I was right about something, I would kind of dig my heels in a bit more. Whereas like after an ego death, like I just don't. Like I just quietly know I was right and I wouldn't really, you know. I was speaking about this with one of you in a session not long ago actually about something that again was wrong and an injustice and somebody could dig their heels in and really go for it to get justice. But I gave a bit of just gave a bit of my experience and just be like, look, it's not the same. No one's situation is the same. But my guides were reminding me of like what happened with me in the past on my counselling course. Like I could have taken major legal action and stuff against things like that. And I tried to go down some of the track, but it just ended up draining a lot of my energy. And I just decided I was going to get justice in a different way. And that's when I write my book. And I will write that. Even if I'm like, even if it's still 10, 20 years away, I'll write that. And that'll be a fucking bestseller. I'm manifesting that shit. And that's how I'll get justice. Do you know what I mean? But technically, I should have got a lot of money for how I was treated and let down. And yeah, it was terrible. And there's more people that's happened to than me. And there's people that probably have decided to go to the other side, if you know what I'm saying, because of how badly they were treated. So it's disgusting some of the way that people are treated in universities and stuff. There are several people in my life that no longer I feel aim with, including my family. I don't know who it would be other than the relationship I'm in. I've only had one other. Well, I don't know because remember, this is general. This isn't your personal reading. I know it might feel like that because it's only you in the chat, but like, right. Anyway, I need to speed this up. Right, inner union. Let's just do these, but I won't read the. What would help the feminine with inner union and the masculine's feminine side? Now we found love has come on. I just looked up at the telly. Oh, it's that one again. That fits with the cards I just read. Meet your ancestral shadow. Do not open secret. So there clearly is for the divine feminine. This is for inner union. There's some secrets that when it is the right time and you reconnect with your divine masculine, like that card that I read for you, Heather, there's things that you haven't shared with them that you need to share, that I feel you need to be really vulnerable. Because I feel I'm talking to a lot of divine feminine females and males and the masculine feminine side, but I'm talking the divine feminine right now. That yeah, this doesn't feel safe to share your shit with just anyone. You know what I mean? Like you're selective of who you tell things to. Um, but there's going to come when it feels like the right time. You trust this person. It's important that you do open up and you allow your own masculine to be there for you. You know what I mean? Do not open secret. It's like that kind of, a woman's heart is a, what was it? An ocean of secrets or something like in Titanic. Well, what the fuck's a man's then? It's quite funny because the ocean is on the telly right now. The ocean, the sea. Um, right. What have we got for the But that's for the masculine too. Same thing. Do you know what it reminds me? That's given 50 Shades of Grey. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it? And I often do go that when it's not Gemini moon. Oh, actually, it might be now. Wait a minute. Oh, no, no, it's not Gemini moon until like, late tomorrow night. But I go very Scorpio in a Gemini moon. So this is for Gemini. And that reminds me, it's like how he's not letting anyone in and then he lets her in. But it's like both people need to, whoever's resonating with this, you both need to, and that goes for everyone, whoever's listening. But I feel that, it's really deep stuff coming out there. So what have we got for the masculine? It'd be funny if the same card comes out. Like, because that would help your inner union. It would help you bond with your twin flame, but it's healing a part of yourself because you're allowing that. It is the same card. I knew that was going to happen because you made me see it. How many times that's happened like 5 times tonight where I shuffle it and it look. Oh, and then look what I can't believe this. It's the same order that I pulled for Tini. There's a theme. So some of the secrets that some of the divine masculine male and females have got, it's the same as what I've read for some of the personal things. So look, there's secrets that the feminine needs to share with their own masculine, male or female, and whatever same gender and all that. And same thing, exact same card. Do not open secret. Meet you, and that's why they made me give that. So it might not be the exact. Well, hopefully, it's not the same examples as 50 Shades of Grey, but you know, it's things that some people take to the grave, and I'm the kind of secret keeper where people do tell me, like, because I always say that, but I've got some people that I don't even speak to anymore that I don't want in my life and that, but I've got loads of people where I will keep their secrets, because I take stuff like that very seriously as a friend, as a human being, as a healer. You know what I mean? It's but sometimes you wonder, like, the other people repay the favor. You know what I mean? Who's out there fucking telling your shit? But you got to let that stuff go. Don't just you be of integrity for you. But yeah, explore your relationship with your father. So I've already read that one tonight. So when I said what we've done for other people is for everyone, that it's obviously is true. So some people have had a difficult relationship with their dad, that has blocked them from love. That's the exact same cards. Those two cards were what came out for them. Those two cards were what came out for Tani. So that shows you how many other people were in that energy. Right. Okay. So what's a possible soul retrieval that people need? I think I might stick with him. Right. So let's see if the same cards out. What's one soul retrieval someone might need that's resonated with us? Tame your dragons. I think that's like tame your deacon. Tame your deacons. Or whatever the fuck that means. But that's a name, so that might mean something. But like, tame your dragons, you know what I mean? So that could be like a surname or a first name, but it's like, um, tame your that must be because that was weird. That could be tame your dragons. Yeah, there's something. 17 is the star card, hope and healing. I feel don't give up hope. That is what I help people do all the time is taming your own demons. Um, I help you empower yourself. But I feel you have got dragon guides as well that might randomly come in a shamanic journey because that does. They're actually on the floor. They're too far away. Dragon cards. Oh, wow. What's that? Let's see. Develop familial compassion. So I was feeling like that might have said something about mother healing. So I feel there's somebody that needs some type of mother healing. So because it's got two women. I think it's meant to be like a mum with like an older mum there. Mother daughter kind of. Right, one more. I just shuffled and the exact same card came out, so there's quite a few people that need that. Stop looking for quick fixes, yeah. There's something there. I think this is for a few of you that have had, whether you're a man or a woman, by the way, there's a few people that have had a difficult relationship with a mother. And there's no quick fix. It's about, unpacking how that's impacted your life today and in the past and healing that to move in the future, releasing. And again, it is possible if you've got the courage to go there. I know that's cheesy, but it's true. Right, so we're going to rush this bit because I'm going to pish myself. So sorry, it's just the truth. I won't actually pish myself, hopefully, but I wouldn't leave it. I kind of am leaving it quite close to the bone, but I can hold it till. So what do we need to know about the future? Oh, this is a risky deck to use. What's going to happen with people that have resonated? Charisma. Love flows to you. You radiate charisma and charm. I feel you're both, be careful. I feel you're both in a very attractive energy right now. So you'll be attracting all types. So some of it is welcome. It's more compliments, more, you could be attracting more abundance, more success. It could all come at once too for some people, but especially if you've got any conjunctions with like actually I've got a conjunction coming up with actually that's like now. That's like no, that's now. But like, like yeah, I've got a conjunction I can think of that would make you more all those things. So be open, but just be aware that it's like, you could be attracting energies that you don't want as well. So be mindful. Just because someone's attracted to you, you don't need, I know not everyone needs to hear this, but just because someone's attracted to you, it doesn't mean take them up on the offer when you're holding off for something you really want. That's about being self-disciplined. Sacrifice. Love may come with sacrifices. Evaluate what you're willing to give up. Yeah. That's about, seriously, I know what that's about. That's about don't fall at the last hurdle, anyone out there. I've got to be honest, this feels like we're talking the divine masculine, male and females more than the divine feminines, but it's like, and again, some of you are like, you're only got eyes for your personal that. I've saw that with the cards, but it's like for those of you that might need to hear this, don't put yourself in a vulnerable position where, you're drunk or something and people could slip in there, no pun intended, but you know what I mean, kind of fall back into bad habits or something. So don't put yourself in that position because you could be sacrificing what you really want for something that's not worth it. You might have already done that, but it's friendship. This connection is based on friendship. It may never develop into a romance, but look what that's saying. That's what it's saying. So that's really specific for some people. And this is meant to be the happy bit of the thing. So this is don't sabotage whoever this is for, because somebody that's a friend, but it could be a friend that's like a frenemy that's trying to sabotage you. Oh fuck! I've just understood it. Sometimes I'm like, why the fuck is that hand so like ghostly white? I think it's because it's meant to be like a mannequin's hand. But look at that; it's weird, isn't it? That person's arm is whiter than me. How is that possible? But it might even be like it's meant to be a dummy's arm. But yeah, there's something that's so that you're meant to stay friends. You're not meant to cross the line, and that's somebody that it feels like these people that feels like when I've channeled ones like that before, it feels like people that are like females that are actually married or in like connections that try to hold back some divine masculine males because it's just because they can. Whatever, I was tapping too much into that, but that's what I'm feeling. Right path. Love is a beautiful journey and you're on the right path. It's not quite the same, but you know how in 50 Shades of Grey, like that older woman's taking advantage of the Christian gay character. It's kind of a little bit like that. It's like, I don't know, something weird there. Apology. Never underestimate the power of a heartfelt apology. But whatever it is, there's an apology coming forward. and sparks are going to fly. Keep the sparks flying, surprise each other with gestures of love. There's a gesture of love and there's an apology. So, and there's a bunch of flowers too, because she's holding flowers. But this person's aware they need to build the trust back. Guard your heart. Not everyone deserves your trust. Yeah, and it was in reverse. Unless that could mean actually, because it's in reverse, you do trust. This person's going to make sure you trust them. Crazy little thing called love. Queen is on. Right. Last but not least, what will we get? We'll use this card. He has a personality of an unsaltine cracker and says things to me you don't say at your child. His ex-wife's, oh, who's this? His ex-wife's older mother, father passed, and she had a bad relationship with her. I've known for attracting negative energies. Well, make sure that you get the smudging on the go every day. I think I told you that when I spoke to you, didn't I? Right. Sorry if I'm not keeping up again. It's like 2 in the morning, so I need to pee. Right. What do we need to know? Give without expectation. That's this masculine group of people are coming forward and they really want to give because they're aware that you've given a lot to them or that you've tried to give. You know, you've definitely given your love and your energy, but some of you have actually given and they've not given a lot back. It's like this person wants to just give. It's like this person saying they just want to give so much and they will receive back too, but it's like they want to, you know, give a lot. This person's going for an ego death. Let go of ego. They're letting go of the last bit of ego to come forward and apologise. They're going on an adventure 5-5 big changes. Because I want to be with you, baby. I want to be with you. And so the adventure begins. Don't call me baby, or do call me baby. I want to come back home to you. You're where I belong. Just in case there was any doubt, they said the same thing twice with 2 different cards. Right. And I'll be reaching out soon to tell you that. And Gemini is communication. Expect a call or a text from your person of interest. I always pull ones about calls or texts. On Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves is on. Oh my god, how could we fit that into it? Well, I did pull the thief card at the start of this. Energy thief or literal thief. Tramps, well, however that fits in. Fucking hell, I was speaking about that. I didn't call him a tramp. I called him a homeless man, but like he's meant to be like, you know, like that word, but the gypsy, I don't know, however all that fits in. But yeah, this person's going to be reaching out to you. And the new earth energy is body talk. Connect to the wisdom of your body for optimum health and vitality. Make sure you get lots of rest if you're connected with this. Or this person's been healing. Do you want to form an alliance with me? This person's coming in. I might need to use that as a thumbnail now. I think it overrides the other ones. Although the other one was I love you again, wasn't it? Important partnerships, agreements, or unexpected connections bring fortunate opportunities. A minute. Let's find the I love you card and then. It was just a distraction. What was? Oh, what the fuck, man? Where's. Right, anyway. So I want to follow my heart. I'm sorry for lying to you. This is all relevant. I can picture a life with you. Can't get you out of my head. Cried over you. I miss kissing you, my favourite one. I do miss kissing my twin flame. I love you, right? I think we all do, you know, if you haven't. No point kissing someone when there's nothing in it, in my opinion. It's just shite. Even if they're a good kisser, it'd be shite. You know what I mean? Because it means nothing. Not everyone feels like that, but that's how I feel. Right. Except I'm gonna look shit in the thumbnail now, but I'll put my ego aside, like it's come through in this. I think every person I right, okay, so thank you for joining me, Heather, and everyone else that did, and all the people that aren't talking, because I know you're there too. What have I missed here? What's highlighted? Oh yeah, things I have seen. So, yeah, and thank you for your donations, ladies. In my life, I give everything of myself and no expectations. But it's like, yeah, but remember, we went through this last night, or yeah, it was last night, wasn't it? That's what you need to rein in a little bit because you don't want to be one of those people that's still saying that in 10 years. Like, just stop it now, basically. Because I'm like that too. I give, and it's like, depends what scenario it's in. Like, obviously with me, because it's a business, people are paying for a service, but they get more than an hour kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? People get, well, people, the thing that people say to me all the time is like, there's no amount of money that I could, like, even if I had, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know how to thank you. Like, that is the kind of work that I'm here to do. So it's, I'm used to it and I don't take any of it for granted, but I stay grounded with it and I know I'm being used, you know, by God and my guides because I'm able to help the handle the difficult stuff and I'm able to switch off from it too, which took, years of being able to do. And it's not small stuff that I've cleared from people. Like sometimes it's really dark witchcraft and black magic, horrifying stuff that you see in films and that, that's not an everyday occurrence, but it's more than what you would think. Um, and trauma and yeah. So not going to go into this too much because you're heading off, but I found the clarity I needed. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You can email me if you want to. Another friend that I met at the same time as him passed away in April. Oh yeah, you said that the other day. I'm really sorry to hear that. Right, okay, yes, I'm going to go because I'm very tired and it's late and I'm really, really need to pee. So, yeah, people in the membership of all levels. I don't think I'll be in tomorrow. I need to rest my voice. If I happen to find a wee spare 10 minutes where I want to sort of pop in my jammies, and I will do it. But yeah, just know that I will get to that on Monday, and I'm not going to be about for yeah. I'm not going to be even like I said. I'm waiting to hear back from someone, but I think yeah, I think no. I'll be having a long lie and then so yes, I will see you on mediumship Monday if you're joining me, and then we'll also do is it cancer? Yeah, I'll be doing cancer, so that'll probably be why a lot of the mother stuff's coming out. So I'll definitely be using those ancestral cards again. Um, so if people were enjoying them, or I don't know about enjoying them, but like getting a lot out of them, then I'll have the same options where people you know, can get that and stuff. So, but anyway, um, I'm gonna go. So sleep well, everyone, and have a lovely weekend. And avoid gossip because that's what I always feel about, can arise. Um, is that why the same card keeps coming up? Another friend that I met at the same time as I don't know. You're gonna have to determine whether that is, but there's clearly a repeating message for you coming through there. Um, and but yes, sleep well and have a lovely weekend. And if yeah, I don't think I've had any emails that I've missed, but if you do happen to send it tonight, I'm sure I'll get time to see it before I go into my weekend. But if not, I'll get back to it on like Monday, Tuesday, but probably Monday. But like I said, I'll probably get back to it before it really just depends. But yes, that's it. So over and out, guys. Thank you for joining me. And how long have I been on here? A long fucking time. 3 hours and 45 minutes. Well, at least it's no 6 hours, 6.5 hours. Funny. Right. See you later.